from your friends you can get out of a snap. In fact, they're the subject of our IBM Star Watch today. We're talking about tight end Zach Miller and the new H-back and former wide receiver, and of course Jamal Lewis, who missed the first 2 games. But today, they could be the go-to players to get Rudy out of his slump. Why? Because they have the experience. They have the ability. Let's remember that Todd Heap's records here at Arizona State are in play this year, thanks to Zach Miller at tight end. Guys?
Thank you, Jack. ASU has won the toss, and they will receive. They want to get that offense on the field and test this Oregon defense.
That's a good call, too, Dan. You want to keep that stretch offense of Oregon off the field. You already mentioned how many points they can score. I think Oregon's best offense today is going to be on the bench as long as they can melt the clock and ASU can move the football.
102 degrees. Another reason why Cutter wants to try to wear down this Oregon defense, which has had trouble stopping the run. This is Matt Evenson to kick off for the Ducks. Rudy Burgess and Terry Richardson are back deep for Arizona State. And this will go through the end zone and out to the 20-yard line. Starting at quarterback for the Sun Devils is Rudy Carpenter. The sophomore is yet to regain the form that saw him lead the nation in passing efficiency last year. He has 11 TD passes. That's the most in the conference, but those 8 interceptions are also the most in the conference.
Yeah, and I think you need some early success. They're going to start with some high percentage plays to get him in the ball game quickly, mentally and physically. Let him have some percentage or some pass completions early and just try to build that confidence.
At tailback is Ryan Terrain. This is Mike Jones in motion on 1st and 10 from the 20. Terrain cuts it back and gets out to the 25-yard line. Good run on 1st down. Take a look at our Arizona State starting offensive lineup, brought to you by City. Dirk Cutter serves as his own offensive coordinator, and he had to rebuild the right side of his offensive line this week.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem that Carpenter's had, because the ASU was without the entire right side of their offensive line last week. Berg was out with that concussion. Carnahan got bent backwards to his knee. He's now out, so it's kind of a patchwork right side at that offense.
Richardson and Jones are the receivers to the right side here. Here's Terrain one more time, and he's going to get hit in the backfield by Blair Phillips. Leading tackler for the Ducks. The Ducks defensive lineup will look like this. They're coordinated on defense by Nick Galeotti, and his defensive line is a work in progress.
Well, it's been taking a lot of hits. There's no question about it. We talked about him giving up over 200 yards rushing each of the last 2 games. Now Jeremy Gibbs is out, and they had that huge gap filler last year with Haloti Ngata, but he's gone, and they really haven't found anybody in there to be that gap filler, that stopper in the middle.
On 3rd down now for Arizona State, Sean DeWitty comes in, replacing Terrain. Richardson and Jones go to the top of the screen. First pass for Carpenter. It's a good one to Brent Miller, and he's knocked out of bounds short of the 1st down. Terrell Ward, true freshman, knocked him out of bounds.
Not going to criticize Zach Miller very often. I mean, he's a pro just waiting for the draft. Would have been in the draft last year, but his stop and step back move there really cost him, because he stepped out of bounds short of the 1st. Otherwise, I think he could have had it.
This will bring out Jonathan Johnson, averaging 41.3 yards a punt, 4th in the Pac-10, and he'll be kicking it to Jeremiah Johnson. Poor kick down the right side. Good bounce, though, for Arizona State down to the 25-yard line, inside the 25. $49-yard punt, most of it rolled. Quarterback in the Ducks is Dennis Dixon, the junior from San Leandro, leads the conference in total offense at 300 yards per game. What a performance he put on 2 weeks ago against Oklahoma. Jonathan Stewart in the backfield with Dixon to his left side. Stewart's got it. And Bo Manitai, first man in to make the tackle. The Oregon starting offensive lineup is brought to you by City. Gary Croton is the Ducks offensive coordinator. And his offense really spreads it around. 11 different players have caught passes from Dennis Dixon.
Yeah, and the guy that they look for is Jason Williams. He's 6'5", 240 pounds. He's got 18 catches. He's a mismatch guy, and especially against these corners that are only 5'9".
Gain of 2 there. Here's Stewart for a couple. Dixon tackled by Jordan Hill. Defensively for Arizona State, their coordinator is Bill Miller. And his secondary had real problems against Cal last week, and they figured to be under fire again today.
Well, Ballonnet gets the start today. They're not very big. That's one thing. Tryon's only 5'9", and you look over at Ballonnet, he's 5'9.5". But they're going with a nickel today. Ryan McFord, the true freshman, will be in there a lot.
Dixon's got Jason Williams for the first down. Another catch by Jason Williams, the third leading receiver in the nation. And remember, he did not start the season. He was filling in for Garrett Strong and has done a great job stepping up, as they like to say.
Yeah, and we say he's your mismatch guy, and he is because he's big, but he also has good speed. And look at the move to get off the line. Just a quick slant. He averages 18 yards after the catch.
Gain of 10 that time for Oregon. Here's Paysinger on the reverse. A couple of good blocks there. Another gain of 10. Close to a first down. And it will be a first down as it gets all the way to the 49-yard line of Arizona State before Ware can bring him down.
Zone blocking. Everybody goes down right. He slides down. A lot of times he'll cut this back, but there's such a big hole, he just sprints it to the edge. Moves the chains.
No huddle offense for Oregon. Not a hurry-up offense, just no huddle. Here's Stewart right up the middle. Katniss with the tackle at the 45-yard line.
Well, you know, you make a good point. Not a hurry-up offense, but it is an up-tempo. They want to set the tempo of the game. They want Dennis Dixon to get into a quick rhythm. They want the defense on its heels, and they've been very effective at doing that. They've done it every single game, including against Oklahoma. Move the ball effectively. It's very tough to defend, and the reason is because they stretch all the way across the field, stretch it thin, create space.
That tackle by Katniss may have hurt Jonathan Stewart. Here's the fake to Stewart. First pass down incomplete to Jason Williams. Dennis Dixon on the skinny post just threw it too far.
Yeah, he had him. He had him. The safety was late getting over, and he had a step on the corner. Good-looking quarterback, isn't he? It's not fair to compare him to anybody, and a lot of people say Vince Young. Hey, listen, Vince Young was in a category of his own and won a national championship. Dennis Dixon's not there yet, but he is very similar in his style. He can run, he can throw.
Jeremiah Johnson in the backfield on this 3rd and 6 for Dixon. Fake to Johnson. Quick pass on the bubble screen to Williams. And he's got a first down. Size and strength. Great block by Max Unger on the perimeter.
Yeah, and Unger made that thing go. Unger's 296 pounds and somehow got out there extremely quickly to throw the block that freed him up to move the chains. Watch the bottom of your screen. And they love the little slip screens, bubble screens. But look at Unger, 60. Come all the way from the interior line, throw that block, free him up, and move the chains.
Here's the option now. Jeremiah Johnson's got it. 30, 25, inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Justin Tryon finally gets him down. Jeff Schwartz, the other big tackle for Oregon, out in front with a good block on that 21-yard gain.
Talk about putting the defense on its heels. It really hadn't found its stride yet. Looks like it's confused. Guys aren't filling gaps, and they aren't containing. There's no flood control to the outside.
Fake to Johnson. Again, the quick screen out here to Jason Williams. 10. He's going to walk in. Touchdown, Oregon. Jason Williams from Dennis Dixon. Ryan Paysinger with the key block to free him for the corner of the end zone. "13 yards on the touchdown pass from Dennis Dixon to Jason Williams. So this is Paul Martinez, who's perfect on the season, 14 of 14 on PATs. Brady Leaf will put it down. Eric Steimer will snap it. And it's good. Impressive opening drive for Oregon. 9 plays, 76 yards, and just 2 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock. We'll see the response for the Sun Devils when we come back. You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC. Will kick off for the Ducks. Trying a little trickery there. Now he'll settle back and boot it away to Terry Richardson and Rudy Burgess standing at the goal line. ball will go out of the back of the end zone. Good high kick by Evenson. Jack, what's the story on Jonathan Stewart?
Well, Stewart, as you know, injured his ankle in the Stanford opener, and it has been twinged since then. I asked Coach Bellotti at what point he was today. He said about 90%. But this time through, he tweaked his ankle yet again. So Bellotti was the first one over there and said, "Are you good to go?" And between huffs and puffs with this heat, he said, "Yeah, Coach, I'm ready."
What a luxury the Ducks have to have Jeremiah Johnson healthy, able to fill in for Stewart. Brian Terrain is the tailback for Rudy Carpenter and the Devils on this 1st and 10 from the 20. Terrain right side. And he has his best run of the afternoon. Stephen Berg, who has switched over to right tackle, taking the place of Andrew Carnahan with a key block.
Zone blocking team, they go down and he just stays on that hip pocket until he sees the hole and then explodes. They really need to get something going here. I mean, this is Oregon came out and just went down the field, 9 plays, 76 yards, made it look easy with 5 runs, 4 passes.
Yeah, they got it started with that 9-yard gain by Terrain. 2nd and 1. He gets it again right up the middle. He's got a first down. Carrying Duck tacklers with him up to the 34-yard line. A.J. Tuatele on his back.
So ASU has its first down. They move the chains, and now this is something they've got to do. They've got to melt the clock. They've got to shorten the game. With the new clock rule the way it is, it works in ASU's favor.
Of their first 5 plays, they've run the ball 4 times.
See how they do offensively. 32 points a game. And for the first time in a long time, they've got an effective running game to go with that passing.
Fake this time to Terrain. Carpenter looking deep. He's got Mike Jones in the intermediate route, close to a first down. Threw that ball with authority. The best way to build your confidence is to get a couple of easy completions. He's 2 for 2. That one was a fine throw to Mike Jones. 2nd and 1. Nate Kimbrough and Chris McGahey in the game. That's Terrain. First down, Sun Devils. Now it's time to check in with Matt Weiner. Matt, how you doing today?
Doing great, Dan. Let's get a Taco Bell update from the ACC. Virginia Tech beat Georgia Tech by 44 in Blacksburg last year. Same location, different start for the Ramblin' Wreck. Reggie Ball to big Calvin Johnson, his 6th of the year. Meanwhile, playing for the Shalala, Notre Dame leads Purdue 21-7. Brady Quinn a touchdown pass for the 14-point margin.
Thank you, Matt. Keegan Herring is again in the game right now. This ball is thrown and complete to Zach Miller. Fine catch by Miller. He has twisted his body to make that grab. This was a rather disturbing quote that came out of Rudy Carpenter after the ball game last week when he turned the ball over 5 times. His confidence was shaken. 4 interceptions and fumbled once.
You know what, though? I think he was just falling on the sword. I mean, last year he had that receiving core with 321 career combined wins, 156 starts. You know, they knew the reads and adjustments. This year's receiving group doesn't have that experience. They're running wrong routes. They've got bad reads. The offensive line is banged up. So I think he was falling on the sword with that comment and taking all the blame.
Here's Herring. First down, Sun Devils and more. Breaking tackles inside the 20-yard line. J.D. Nelson couldn't bring him down. Kwame Ashman couldn't bring him down. Big play for the Devils.
Yeah, and Herring's your change-up runner. He comes in with a lot more speed, not as big as... They're going to pull everybody here. They're going to go this way. He's just going to follow him. There's the big hole. Now watch. He gets into the secondary. Pretty good move here. And once he gets by this, it's a foot race. Lost his balance a little bit. 5'10", 186 pounds. He's averaging over 6 yards a carry himself.
Thurman finally got him out of bounds after 34 yards. Terrain back in the game for the Devils as they move into the red zone. Miller in motion. Terrain right side, and he's hitting the backfield. Blair Phillips with another tackler, the leading tackler in the Pac-10. middle linebacker, number 33.
You know, Herring with that big run, Dan, he came out of nowhere last year to lead ASU in rushing as a freshman. Ripped off 3 100-yard games, including that big game against Northwestern. I think he had almost 200 yards, 197. But, you know, he is a great changeup runner. Terrain is the bull guy. He is quick for his size, 216. He's a difference maker. But Herring comes in, and for the defense now, it's a completely different look.
Terrain is in the game right now behind the quarterback. Fake to Terrain. Carpenter with a lot of time to the end zone. Thrown too far and out of bounds, incomplete. Good coverage that time in the secondary, intended for Jamal Lewis. Carpenter wisely threw it out of the back of the end zone. J.D. Nelson, Tim, was on the coverage.
It's where you want to look for big Zach Miller at 6'5". Here's the pass, goes in. It's pretty good coverage now. He's with him here, with him here. Now you got the end zone line in the back to help you. You just use that, and the ball's overthrown. But the point I was going to make, you've got 2 Millers. Both of them are big guys. I've already mixed up one. You got Zach and you got Brent, and they're brothers. Those guys are both catching, able to catch a ball, and they've got good vertical leaps. They can get up. They're mismatch guys.
Just gets the play off in time. Carpenter to throw to the end zone again to Brent Miller this time. Intercepted by Oregon. Terrell Ward with his first interception of his career.
Well, Brent can't get up that high. I don't care what your vertical leap is.
9th pick from Rudy Carpenter.
Brent was looking inside. He threw it outside and overthrew him. Looking that way. Brent goes in. Can't get up that high. Just too far. Good defensive play, though. Again, using that back line. He knows where he can go. Got a linebacker in front. You got the DB over top.
Terrell Ward, the true freshman from De La Salle High School. Smart play. Using that back of that end zone. Costly red zone interception for the Sun Devils. 6:02 to go, first quarter. You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC. Welcome back to Sun Devil Stadium. Dan Fouts, Tim Brandt, Jack Root with you on this beautiful day, although a little bit warm. 102 degrees, Tim. They say that's a dry heat, though, right?
Yeah, dry heat. Yeah. Are you kidding me? It's hot.
Cameron Colvin in the game for the first time for Oregon at wide receiver at the top of the screen. As they spread the field one more time. Jeremiah Johnson next to Dixon in the backfield. Throw back to Jason Williams. Third time they've run this play. Third time it's been a huge success. Let's go back and see just how Jonathan Stewart might have tweaked that ankle.
Well, it happened early, and it looked like he just got hit funny and rolled up. When a tackle was made, he just fell funny.
And that is
that
the
knee
same.
just came down on it.
Yep, same ankle he hurt against Stanford. Finley in the game now for the Ducks. Option, weak side. And Dixon breaking a tackle, diving out to the 45-yard line. Michael Marquardt finally got him down.
Dan, this spread offense really causes some problems for the defense. They create one-on-one matchups. They limit the defense by formation and and create running lanes. And they reduce blitzing. Not only that, I think they reduce the number of blocks needed and how long you have to hold that block. So, defensively, you're really up against it. And
you know, Tim, the Ducks have only had 1 sack on Dennis Dixon in the first 3 games.
Yeah, and I think you have to attack this defense or this offense. If you're playing defense, you can't react to it. You have to attack it.
A couple of tight ends, Rosario and Keeling. Dixon flagged down, and Dixon will go out of bounds. Picks up the first down, but perhaps an illegal block on the perimeter by a wide receiver. And call that illegal motion against Oregon.
Right now it looks like a scrimmage for Oregon. They're doing everything they want to do.
Illegal shift, offense, 2 men moving, replay, second down.
Jack, what's the latest on Jonathan Stewart?
Well, Stewart has been cleared to return to play, but with the run so far of Jeremiah Johnson, it probably makes sense with the Zeke guys to give him a blow for a while. You know, there are two distinct running styles, and they say that really Stewart uses his vision and tries to bowl through the field, where Jeremiah Johnson tries to juke, maybe make 2 or 3 different cuts between plays. So he's ready to go back, but I think right now it's all Jeremiah.
Thank you, Jack. 2nd and 8 from the 40-yard line. Another completion to Jason Williams. And it's close to a first down. He's got the first down. Let's check in now with Matt Weiner. Matt?
Dan, we got another update from Virginia Tech. A Verizon update on Georgia Tech, who has stunned the crowd in Blacksburg. Reggie Ball, short throw. Calvin Johnson, long run. Untouched. 53 yards, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns on the afternoon already, and it's 14-0.
On 1st and 10, this is Dixon again. He's got Jason Williams. That's 6 completions to Jason Williams. All of Dixon's completions have been to Jason Williams.
And right now it looks like Arizona State defensively is gun shy. I know they gave up a lot of points last week, but that really, they were on turnovers and short fields. I think this is a team that likes to blitz. They lead the nation in sacks. They've got to start blitzing man coverage. Right now they're playing soft, and the receivers are taking everything they can, just dinking and dunking under them and getting the yardage after the catch.
Chris Ballonnet on the coverage, but Williams just too big, reached up and pulled it in. We have a false start against Oregon. 2nd penalty of this drive against the Ducks.
This offense ranked 8th in the nation last year in passing.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And I think, Dan, you'll agree it's more effective this year, and they've got that running of Dixon now, so it just makes it so much better than it was a year ago.
And I think the running of Dixon will help with the injury to Jonathan Stewart. If he's not 100% and Jeremiah Johnson needs a blow, you can always run Dixon on bootlegs and waggle.
No question about it. It's almost like the offense was made for Dixon. I mean, it's perfect for him. Perfect fit for his style of play.
Well, this will back him up. He's 2nd and 10. Johnson in the backfield with Dixon. A lot of time to throw over the middle. Oh, what a catch. Derek Jones with his first catch.
I don't think he got it, did he? He hit the ground.
Good call, Tim. Incomplete. Heck of an effort by the freshman out of Long Beach Poly. They are anxious to get this man untracked. He's got unbelievable speed.
He does. Got bumped a little bit there. Goes down. See it hit the ground, then he scooped it up. Did a pretty good job of trying to sell it. Former USC recruit.
Chris Ballonnet may have been flagged for a little bump there as the ball was in the air. 3rd down now for Oregon.
Are they going to review that play?
Field is under review.
Now that means Jim Coyne, our replay official, and his assistant, Ben Pope, up in the press box will take a look at this one.
I don't think there's any question it hit the ground. Dirk Cutter with a little sarcastic smile. Here he is, number 6. There's the bump. They won't come back on that. They can't. But you see the ball hit the ground. Then as he rolls over, it's still on the ground. You'll see him scoop it.
How can they not call that pass interference? So you can see the shadow of the ball coming in when he was bumped by Ballonnet.
Yeah, but that's not what they'll review. They can't review that. They'll review whether the ball was on the ground. But, you know, this guy's pretty good. Jones, he's a track guy. He's a guy that, you know, really hadn't played team ball since 2003 when he was in high school until this year.
Ball is clearly loose. A couple of times.
No question about it. And then this is the look that I think is definitive. Watch this. You'll see the ball right there.
You know, it's interesting on that play is that Jones was in there giving Jason Williams a blow. So all the passes so far directed from Dennis Dixon have gone to the ex-receiver, either Williams or now this time Jones.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. 3rd down.
So replay works.
Once in a while. Oregon, the #2 team in the Pac-10, converting on 3rd downs. This one will be a 3rd and 10. Near the conclusion of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. To honor their determination, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund.
Talking about replay, I thought Mike Bellotti was a little gun shy last night. We brought it up. He says, well, that onside kick, it was close. Could have gone either way.
4 wide receivers for Dixon. Blitz. And the flag.
And that will be pass interference, and it should be. Ball was in the air. Contact was made. Boulaney again, the junior college transfer, just not secure in himself, so he's trying to bump him everywhere he can. Now the question is, was the ball catchable?
Maybe called for holding because it was a wheel route by Brian Pasinger, out and up.
Well, the ball definitely wasn't catchable, so it's got to be holding. They won't call that.
Holding, defense number 23. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Now that name is Ballonnet, folks, not Baloney. Chris Ballonnet, the junior from Houston, Texas. JC transferred to the College of the Sequoias, and here it is.
This is the coach's view. Now this is the coach's tape from way up above, all 22. There's the bump right there. Ball was overthrown. They called the hold, though, defensively.
That'll bring up a first down for Oregon. Again, they're in Sun Devil territory at the 40-yard line. Jeremiah Johnson in the backfield with Dixon. Straight back. Rosario's got it. He's close to a first down, come up about 2 yards shy. Ryan McFoy, the true freshman, with the tackle, as the Sun Devils are playing a lot more nickel than normal.
Well, and not only that, but the last 2 plays, Dan, they have come with a blitz. They've tried to put pressure on Dixon, and he doesn't look as comfortable. He overthrew the one, got the break with the defensive holding. This time he threw a pass. It was it was caught. It was a good catch, but the ball wasn't a strike.
Good for 7.
Here they come again.
Pass outside to Williams. First down and more. Touchdown Oregon. Jason Williams one more time. This time he breaks the tackle of Chris Ballonnet.
Yeah, Ballonnet is struggling right now. He is really struggling. He's got to make that tackle. First of all, they're playing too soft on the slip screens and the bubble screens, and they aren't coming up and reacting quick enough. And when they get their shot, they're not wrapping their arms and making tackles.
A 33-yard touchdown reception for Jason Williams. That's 2 on the day and 4 on the season. Paul Martinez to try the extra point. He's got it. Jason Williams, 7 catches, 100 yards, 2 scores. You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC. You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC, presented by Best Buy. And I would buy stock in Jason Williams. That was an 80-yard drive in 7 plays, 3 minutes and 2 seconds off the clock, and it was kept alive by a defensive holding on 3rd and 10. The pressure from Arizona State just not getting the job done, Tim. Dixon was 5 of 6 on that drive for 73 yards and a touchdown. This is Evenson, and this one will be returned. Rudy Burgess. He's got a big hole in that left side, 30-yard line out to the 40. Across the 40-yard line. Good return. Matt Evenson, the kicker, had to get involved on the tackle.
Well, you're right, Dan. The Arizona State defense was playing soft, so they had to get more aggressive. And if we take a look at the Best Buy defensive playbook, I'll show you what they're trying to do. They're going to bring the house here. They're going to bring these linebackers, and they're going to blitz. And when they do that, they're selling out, and now you've got man defense. So here comes the pressure. But Dixon very calmly just throws the little slip screen. Williams, a mismatch on the corner. They aren't being aggressive out there on Williams. Touchdown.
42-yard return by Rudy Burgess. Faked it to Rain. Carpenter. That ball knocked away at the last minute by Walter Thurman III with the right hand. Jack, we need another update on Jonathan Stewart, don't
Yeah,
we?
no big surprise, Dan. You know, usually once a guy has his ankle tweaked, they think better of it. As bad as he wanted to go back in, the athletic trainer for the Oregon Ducks has taken Jonathan Stewart to the locker room to do a further thorough examination. Considering the fact that he was hampered by that ankle 1 year ago all the way through the season, I think that's a smart move.
No question about that. Thank you, Jack. 2nd and 10. Terrain. He's got a couple before Nick Reed, among others. Number 49 starting today at defensive end for the Ducks. Matt Twaina, the normal defensive end, has moved inside to take the place of Jeremy Gibbs, who did not travel because of injury.
Can't help but think about Stewart, how he got rolled up on in the first game against Stanford, injured it badly. The next week against Fresno State, he said he probably could have gone and did come in for one play. He had a touchdown on that one play on a short run, but that was it. He was limited.
3rd and 8. Sean DeWitty in the backfield, and Carpenter's going to go down. We got flags down as well. Ball came loose.
Well, he got the sack because he was offsides.
Nick Reed was the man who appeared to be offsides.
He was already in the backfield when the ball was snapped. Watch the bottom of the screen. He's going to come around like this. Ball's not snapped. Here he comes. He's got to run and start.
Offside.
Nobody blocks him.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
You're the official. He jumps across like that. You got to blow that whistle or you're going to get a quarterback killed.
It's amazing how those defensive ends go deaf when they got that quarterback in their sights, though. They don't hear a thing.
Well, Reed is their designated rush guy. I mean, he comes in. He's their pass rush specialist. Comes in nickel and dime situations.
3rd and 4 for Carpenter. This is McGahey in motion. And McGahey drops it. It's going to be close to a 1st down. Ball thrown a little bit high and a little bit late, but McGahey had both hands on it.
Rudy Carpenter was telling us yesterday he wants to gain some early confidence with some success, and he wants to have fun. He wants to really kind of start throwing the ball around and be loose again. But right now he looks like he's aiming it. Does not look comfortable. And again, he doesn't look like he's got the confidence.
Jonathan Johnson back to punt for the Sun Devils. Jeremiah Johnson at his 10-yard line. Good high punt. Johnson lets it go, and it backs up. Backs up for Jonathan Johnson. Great punt for the Sun Devils. Jack, Jonathan Stewart's back out, huh?
Yeah, you know, when you're a Warrior, you want to come back out. Now, what they have done is they have taped the outside of his special shoe to give him a little bit more stability. I just asked him, are you good to go? And he shook his head and he winked his eyes. So Jonathan Stewart, as you can see, is back in the huddle.
Wearing those special shoes that he borrowed from Michael Vick to give him more support on the sprained ankle.
He's a big-time player. There's no question about it. 32 touchdowns just his senior year in high school.
Ducks backed up at their 12-yard line. Time to throw for Dixon. He's going deep. Over the middle, incomplete. Trying to get the ball to the sprinter, Jordan Kent. 39 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. Number 14, Oregon and Arizona State. The Ducks have jumped out on top with a seemingly unstoppable offense, lead at 14-0.
The Ducks went to the spread attack last year, and immediately they added almost 10 points and 40 yards to their averages, and that's up even more this year, averaging 35 points.
Give to Stewart, left side. And he just powers and breaks tackles and picks up a 1st down. Running left that time, so he's not cutting off his bad right ankle.
They say playing defense, 90% of it is wanting to, and then you got to be aggressive. All right, now you take on the blocks. You got to get in the gaps, and when you get an arm on a guy, you've got to wrap him up, grab cloth, and look for help. They're missing tackles. I tell you, his yaks, he gets more yards after carries than anybody I've seen. He's picking up 5-6 yards after he's touched here today.
Broke the tackle of Deron Ware that time. 1st and 10, Oregon. Quick pass, incomplete. Finley was the intended receiver. Finley has battled injury last couple of weeks as well.
You know, the only new coach on this Oregon staff is Robert Flugard. He's in charge of receivers. Boy, he inherited a talented group, and you're going to see him right here on 2nd and long.
Play a little bit late getting in for Dennis Dixon. Play clock running down. Stewart for a couple. Well, it's been all Oregon here in the first quarter, and it's been all Jason Williams. Came into the game averaging 108 yards per game. Well, he's got 7 catches so far in that first quarter, 100 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. .6'4", 250 pounds, and fast. Oregon on top, 14-0. You are watching ESPN College Football on ABC.
You're watching ESPN.
Started the second quarter, Oregon on top by 14. 3rd down now for Oregon. Derek Jones at the top of the screen replacing Jason Williams. And Dixon throws incomplete. Intended for either Finley or Jones. Good zone coverage that time by the Sun Devils. They stop Oregon for the first time on 3rd down this afternoon.
And the next time the Ducks come out, Gary Crowton, the offensive coordinator, will be off his script. He scripts the first 25. That's where they are. Certain plays for specific downs and distances. See what, like bait to a fish, see what the defense bites on. He's now going to come off that script, and he'll now get into his game plan.
Matt Dragic comes on for his first punt of the afternoon, averaging about 38.9 yards a punt. Back deep for the Sun Devils, Terry Richardson. Almost blocked. Jordan Hill almost blocked it. Here's Richardson. Almost out to the 40-yard line, but what an effort by Jordan Hill.
So the defense of ASU made a good stop, forced the punt. Now offensively, they get good field position at the 40. Look how close this was to being blocked. They came up the middle. Oh, baby.
Mike Jones the
was
wide
right
receiver,
there.
yeah. A couple of number 1s out here today. Didn't think Jordan Hill was that fast, the big defensive tackle.
Well, Jones is fast, and he's got that 6'3" body. So, I mean, he laid out, almost had it.
Good field position for the Sun Devils at the 40-yard line. Carpenter. And he's going to go down. Dexter Manley, Jr. Yep, Dexter Manley's little boy with his first college sack.
He's not that little, 6'2", 256, but a lot like Dexter. 93 comes hard, sees that he's pulling it back down, and as soon as he does, he's on top of him.
That's a first sack for Manley, and also just the 2nd sack for a defensive lineman for the Ducks this season.
Dexter and Glenda's son went to junior college, only played football for 2.5 years.
Loss of 4. Ryan Terrain in the backfield, and he gets it left side, breaks 1 tackle, and just pulls his way across the 40-yard line. Good run by Ryan Terrain. Matt Toena on the stop.
Rudy Carpenter goes all the way to the sideline to get the play.
I would think in 100-degree heat that would take a little bit out of it.
No question about it. He's been doing it. He's been running back and forth.
I would say, hey, just signal to me, okay? Let me stay out here in the huddle.
Or have a messenger bring it into me.
There you go. 3rd and 9. Zach Miller in motion. Carpenter in trouble, and down he goes again.
All right, part of this, he's pulling it back, Dan. Part of it, I think some guys are running wrong routes. And last week he said he was just throwing to them if they ran a wrong route and tried to, and the coaches said, hey, 2 wrongs don't make a right, just hold it. But he's getting killed back here. But watch this, he gets pretty good protection up front. Now he steps up, still has time, pulls it back, but then everything's collapsed.
Especially when they bring the blitz as they did that time with Blair Phillips. That clock has got to speed up just a little bit.
One thing we know for sure, he's not throwing on time.
Jonathan Johnson to punt for Arizona State. Short punt this time. Takes a sideways bounce, and it'll be down at about the 26-yard line. Josh Barrett downs it for the Sun Devils. The Oregon Ducks will be back on offense, leading 14-0. You're watching ESPN College Football. Back at Sun Devil Stadium, just the start of the second quarter. Oregon will have the ball, start this drive at their 26-yard line. Jonathan Stewart in the backfield with Dennis Dixon. Jason Williams back in the game as well. And this is Williams. Nice move across the 40-yard line. Jason Williams just continues to dominate. This is his third straight 100-yard game, and we still got a lot of football to play.
Yeah, there's no question that every time 4 is on the field, they've got to locate him. And they've got to play him tight, which they're trying to do. But look at the separation instantly as they drop back into the zone. They can't do that. You got to put a guy on him and say, all right, look, you got to battle with him.
Here's Stewart right side. Straight arm and out of bounds, but not before he picks up a nice gain and a flag down. It'd be face mask against that tackler for Arizona State. Robert James from his middle linebacker spot chased him out of bounds, but may have grabbed the grill.
Boy, everything that could go bad for Arizona State has.
Face mask, number 29, defense. 5-yard penalty. Yardage results in a first down.
You know, as a running back, you can use your hand and put it in the tackler's face. But as a tackler, you cannot do the same. Don't ask me why. It's okay for one side of the ball.
I didn't see the face mask, to be honest with you. But I will say this. I have not seen many teams stiff arm as well as Oregon. I mean, they're taught to do it. They stiff arm all the time, and they do it effectively.
First down, Oregon in Sun Devil territory. The option. Dixon keeps, and he goes down. Well defensed by Arizona State. Josh Barrett on the tackle, but they had both parts of that option covered.
Oregon wanted to start fast, set the tempo, run better, dictate to the defense, and they've done all of that here in the first half.
No gain for Dixon. Jonathan Stewart in the backfield. Fake to Stewart. Blitz again. This is complete to the outside. This is going to come back. Fumble by Jordan Kent. Recovered. Cameron Colvin with the reception and the fumble, and the Devils have it.
Lost the ball, lost his helmet, lost everything, and Arizona State came up with it, but let's see what the flag is.
I think it was illegal motion on Jonathan Stewart.
Illegal motion, offense. The penalties decline. First down, Arizona State.
Good call, Coach Fouts, and Arizona State's in business.
Well, Stewart saw the blitz coming, trying to help his quarterback out. But at the other end of this, you got to have a reception here by Cameron Colvin. He drops that ball.
Trying to get extra yards with Cat Knees handing on him.
True
and
freshman,
the ball just got away.
Yeah, true freshman Ryan McFoy with the forced fumble. So the Sun Devils get their first break of the first half. 11:13 to go, trailing by 14. You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC. Back at Sun Devil Stadium, where Oregon has lost their 5th fumble of the season. Sun Devils will take over the 27-yard line. Terrain up the middle. That's across the 30-yard line. Well, tonight, leading Heisman candidate Troy Smith and the Buckeyes head to Iowa City to battle Drew Tate and the Hawkeyes in what could be Ohio State's toughest road game of the season. Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. College football lives here. This and all Saturday night games are available in high definition on ABC HD.
Dan Carpenter started 3 for 3, but since then he's 0 for 4 with that interception.
He'll face a second down, and he'll throw. Steps up, and he's going to go down again. Dexter Manley with his second sack of the second quarter. Remember, that's the spot where Stephen Berg went out to take Andrew Carnahan's spot, the right tackle spot. Berg normally a right guard. Part of the rebuilding of this offensive line.
Well, that's part of it, but also he's just waiting. Look at this. He's waiting, then he steps up in the pocket. He's pulling it down. So I don't know if guys are running wrong routes or bad reads, but he's just not letting it go.
Sean DeWitty will come into the backfield. He's a good blocking back. Straight back, hit as he throws, and incomplete. Thrown just behind Terry Richardson. And that'll bring up a 4th down. And it'll bring up a smattering of boos for the quarterback.
Yeah, you know, he's 7-2 as a starter. He led the nation in pass efficiency. The scouting report was deadly accurate and very rarely makes mistakes. But right now, he just doesn't have confidence. He's not throwing on time. When he does, the pass is not accurate.
0 for 5 on 3rd down for Arizona State. And Johnson gets off a good punt this time.
And that's a
flag down. Jeremiah Johnson on the return across the 40. And he'll go out of bounds, but this is either going to be running into the punter. We got another flag down on the sidelines.
And one at the midfield up to about 45-yard line.
John Pope may be the person who ran into the punter, Jonathan Johnson.
Boy, Johnson fell awkwardly, too, after he was hit. Jonathan Johnson, he's a 2-step punter, steps up, boom.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down. Blocking the back on the return chain, decline.
So they'll take the 1st down thanks to the roughing the punter call on Jonathan Pope.
Did you see Pope roll up on Johnson's ankle, too?
Yeah, his left ankle, the plant ankle. Keep an eye on that one.
You know, after finishing so strongly last year with a partial playbook because Carpenter had to take over at quarterback, they gave him more of the offensive playbook this year. But with all the interceptions last week, they wanted to cut back and get back to the basics this week. Well, they did that. He started out perfect. But now he just can't find the broadside of a barn, and he's not releasing the ball.
But he will have a 1st down all the way out to the 41-yard line to start this. McGahey in motion. Carpenter comes all the way back across the field to Kimbrough, and he's got it. Walter Thurman on the coverage. That was a good job of reading the coverage that time by the quarterback.
Yeah, and he stepped up and he threw it down hard. I mean, he had good velocity on the ball. He was set, had his feet under him, didn't appear to be nervous. Coaches, you think, all right, let's get the up-tempo going. Let's just keep him going. Let's get him in a rhythm. Let's get him throwing on time.
Gain of 8. Here's Terrain. He's got a 1st down. Down to the 40-yard line. Ryan Terrain with another good gain. J.D. Nelson finally brings him down. Jack, no quarterback likes to get booed. How about Rudy?
Well, he's been getting a lot of boos from the student section when he comes over, Dan, but he doesn't react to it at all. In fact, the first thing he did is he went to the quarterback phone to talk to the coaches upstairs. They kind of went through the basic checklist and reminded him, as you said, Timmy, to go back to basics. So far, all of the boo birds have not affected him, at least from his mindset on the sidelines.
Terrain right side, another good game for the Sun Devils. Breaking a tackle into the 20-yard line. Blair Phillips with the tackle. Zach Miller with a great block, and we got a flag down.
But this is huge, Dan. It's a confidence builder. They get the turnover. They've got a good drive going. You've got your quarterback at least making some completions, and you've got your running back Terrain getting big chunks.
Face mask, number 33 defense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's Blair Phillips, the middle linebacker. So a couple of penalties on this drive are really hurting the Ducks. Got a roughing the punter penalty on a 4th down that gave the Sun Devils a 1st down, and now, thanks to that penalty, the Sun Devils will have the ball at the 12-yard line.
Well, Blair Phillips got cut off and then had great effort to get to the play. And then at the end, just got that left hand caught on the face mask there. But this is a nice drive. You can get ASU back in the ballgame if they can score.
Terrain gets it left side this time. Again, he breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Well, he's a load, isn't he? We talked about his size, over 6 feet, 216 pounds. He's got that low center of gravity, big, powerful legs.
Got away from Cole Linehan at the line of scrimmage.
He was a little impatient, though. They had the zone blocking coming down, and he almost outran his blockers.
Keegan Herring will take his spot as the tailback.
Herring's your speed back, a little bit quicker.
Been bothered by a hamstring pull. Missed last week's game. McGahey in motion. Fake to Herring. Pressure. Ball knocked up in the air by Blair Phillips. Phillips on the middle linebacker blitz right in the face of Rudy Carpenter.
Carpenter never had a chance. They were trying to set up a middle screen to Herring. Never had a chance. Herring fell down. And Phillips came free. That's a bad combo. But if you freeze it coming up right here, look, there's your intended receiver now is on the ground.
And he also missed the block on Phillips. Leading tackler in the Pac-10, Blair Phillips, who's really had to take up the slack with Brent Haverly out with a broken arm. Sean DeWitty now is the tailback, and the Sun Devils will call a timeout.
Yeah, this is not all Rudy Carpenter's fault. There's no question about it. Got guys missing blocks. You've got guys running wrong routes.
So it'll be third down when we come back. Oregon on top, but Arizona State deep into the red zone. You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC. Two great quarterbacks, two great leaders. Third down now for Rudy Carpenter. Pressure, and down he goes again.
0 for 6 on third down conversions.
Cole Linehan with his first sack. So they're just taking numbers on that defensive line, saying who's going to get the quarterback next.
4 sacks now, and again 0 for 6 on third down conversions. Tough to win that way.
Carpenter will hold for Jesse Ainsworth, senior from Thousand Oaks, California. Just 1 of 3 so far this year. Good hold by Carpenter and a better kick by Ainsworth. 33 yards, and the Sun Devils are on the board. The drive started after a duck fumble by Cameron Colvin. It was kept alive by a roughing the punter on John Pope, and the Sun Devils are on the board. 14-3 as you're watching now on the season. Remember, it was Arizona State who came in to this game leading the nation in sacking the quarterback with 19.
But Arizona State's offensive line really banged up. Their best offensive lineman, Andrew Carnahan, is out of the game. He's out for the season with ACL injury. So, I mean, it's really playing havoc with what they're trying to do offensively.
Ainsworth to kick it off, and he booms it. This one's not coming back anytime soon.
Take a look at the Pacific Life game summary. We'll update you on what's been taking place. Obviously, you know, Carpenter's just 4 for 10 with 1 interception, but that's only part of the story here today. Arizona State got out of the blocks in a hurry. And it's been Jason Williams. Little slip screen, gets a block. Unger's out there to help him, escort him into the end zone. They've been unable to stop him. He's having a huge day with 8 catches, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. Terrell Ward helped with the interception. And Carpenter has been sacked, as Dan said, 4 times, 18 yards. And they're 0 for 6 on third down conversions.
Dixon for Jordan Kent overthrown. Kent heading to the post. That ball sailed way out to the outside. Justin Tryon with the coverage on number 2.
Tryon, one of those fast guys, won the California State Championship as a sprinter in the 100 meters, 10.6, but he's having a tough time hanging on out there at the corner.
At the other corner, Keno Walter White has taken the place of Chris Ballinet. 2nd and 10 for Oregon at the 20. The option. Stewart 25-30, first down Oregon, out of bounds. Oh, he's smooth, isn't he? Let's check in now with Matt Weinert. What'd you think, Matt?
Dan, here's a singular All-America Player of the Week update. Jamarcus Russell was pretty close to perfect in an easy LSU win over Mississippi State. 18 of 20, a career-high 330 yards and 3 touchdowns. To cast your vote, text VOTE to 87654 on your singular wireless phone.
Thank you, Matt. Gain of 16 that time for Jonathan Stewart. He gets it again. A huge hole right side. Midfield. Straight arm down to the 40-yard line. Ryan McFoy with the tackle. Palani Masoon, the right guard, with a huge block on the right side.
Defense just having a tough time picking this up, and it's not a physical defense. But they're sitting and they're reacting. The play's going to go this way, and then the play action is going to look like it's going that way. But watch the hole open up. And there's absolutely nobody in the second level. Once he gets past the line of scrimmage, he's wide open and picks up 25 quick ones.
Garen Strong, number 1, blocking on Justin Tryon, got him extra yardage. 39-yard line of Arizona State right now. Jeremiah Johnson, the fake to him. Dixon going deep one more time, and again overthrown. Trying to get it to Dante Rosario, his tight end.
You know, Dennis Dixon is so smooth. I mean, he's tempered his gestures and his behavior down on that. He used to be very emotional. Now he's just in charge. And everything he does after snap is faster, it's quicker. He's reading defenses. He's throwing it. Even there, he was overthrown, but put a nice touch on the ball.
You know, I think the part of what you said, be in charge, not looking over his shoulder this year. He was alternating last season with Brady Leaf. He is the man for Oregon now. 2nd and 10. Strong over the middle. Garen Strong with the catch and close to a first down. Justin Tryon and Zach Catanese trying to keep him from that first down.
You know, football is just a game of angles and options and space, and this offense creates all of that, and Dixon's running it to perfection. I mean, it's 14-0. I mean, 14-3. You've got the feeling that it's much bigger than that in favor of Oregon.
Jack, you got more on the quarterback.
Well, yeah, you guys talk about the fact that he shows the maturity that all quarterbacks begin to show as they get years. But let's remember that the change in the offensive style of play coincided with the maturation of their quarterback. And when we talked to Mike Bellotti, he said the one thing that both the coaches and the quarterback are better at this year is understanding the philosophy of this spread offense.
Yeah, that coupled, Jack, with the fact that the coaches say that he's the best athlete Oregon's ever had at quarterback. I mean, that's saying something. I'm looking at my partner who got very quiet over here, former Duck quarterback, Hall of Famer.
There's no question he's a greater Goes without saying. 1st and 10 now for Oregon.
You know, I love you.
Colvin in motion. This is Jeremiah Johnson breaking tackles. Jeremiah Johnson still going all the way to the 5-yard line. What a run. Had to break 5 or 6 tackles on the way.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable the missed tackles that Arizona State has had today. Wrap up, grab cloth, take him down. I mean, this is incredible. 3 guys touch him. Another guy touches him. Here comes another, McFoy. Can't catch him.
24 yards on that pickup by Jeremiah Johnson.
Like a video game, like they're playing. Jeez, it's incredible.
A little pinball action there. Left side this time for Johnson. Great patience, but nothing there. Good job by the Sun Devils. Turnell Morant first there to meet him.
Yeah, much better, much better. Get some hats around him, get 2 or 3 guys around him. Better pursuit, better grabbing.
Now it's time for this week's Aflac trivia question. Who holds the Pac-10 record or the Pac-8 record for most interceptions thrown in a season?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, Dan, Oregon now has 287 total yards of offense.
Empty backfield. This is a backwards pass to Jeremiah Johnson. And he's going to get pushed out of bounds. That did not fool anybody.
Good job.
Robert James, all the way from his middle linebacker spot, pushed him out.
Dictating to the defense by formations. and they run a lot of different formations. Not as many plays as it looks. You've got your 4 or 5 basic plays that they like to go to, especially the spread option, but they do it out of a lot of different formations.
And you know, the danger for Arizona State, Oregon may have to call a timeout as this play is coming in real late.
Yeah, Dixon's furious.
If you empty the backfield, it's not entirely empty because you have Dennis Dixon at quarterback.
Got to take a timeout.
And they do.
Well, they had too many guys on the field. Johnson was on the field over here by the 20.
So it'll be 3rd down and goal to go for Oregon when we come back. You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC. Back at Sun Devil Stadium, where Oregon has just called a timeout, their first of the first half. 3:53 to go. Critical time here. Smart play by Dixon to use that timeout.
Well, Stewart was in the ball game. Jeremiah Johnson came in to relieve him. Stewart stayed in. Johnson started to come off, but he wasn't all the way off the field. They had to call timeout, and the play clock was down.
Now we'll see what Gary Croton, offensive coordinator, is dialed up for this one. Jonathan Stewart is in the game to the left side of his quarterback, Dennis Dixon. Paysinger in motion. Reverse. Colvin. Touchdown, Oregon. Cameron Colvin on the reverse. Gets into the end zone. Boy, football has changed, huh, Tim?
It's
3rd down and 3. You would bring in the tight ends, your fullback, and try to ram it in with a blast play or something. Yeah, this is 2006. Let's try a reverse on the 3-yard line.
Boy, Morant, the defensive end, too, looked like he had him back at the 5 and just couldn't catch him. It's what you try to get, a one-on-one matchup with a big guy who can't catch you.
The extra point is true. Paul Martinez makes it 21-3 now. Oregon offensively have gone on drives of 76 yards, 80 yards, and that one an 80-yard drive in 9 plays, 2 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. Cameron Colvin with great effort to get in the end zone. Remember, it was Colvin's fumble on the last series of plays for Oregon.
Yeah, and watch 57 right here. 57 looks like he's got him right here, right here, right here. Can't catch him. Gone. Colvin takes it right around and into the end zone. Backside containment, there was none. 9 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Very efficient.
Tonight, Mario Manningham and the Michigan Wolverines will try to remain undefeated and in the national championship chase as they visit the Minnesota Golden Gophers. That'll be a battle for the Little Brown Jug. College football primetime on ESPN tonight at 8 Eastern. College football lives here. All college football games on ESPN and ESPN2 are also available in high definition. Call your cable operator or satellite provider today. What's in that Little Brown Jug anyway?
Sounds like it's been up here.
Matt Evenson to kick off for Oregon. Terry Richardson brings it out. And he's across the 25-yard line.
Dan, the Oregon defense has just been flying around. They're having fun. They're hooping and hollering. They're causing problems for Carpenter. Look at this. Dexter Manley got 1 sack. Give him another sack. Guy's just flying. He's pulling it down. He's not throwing it on time. And when he steps up in the pocket, there's nothing but white jerseys around him. 4 sacks on the day, and it's just been a nightmare so far for Rudy Carpenter, the young sophomore.
Yeah, he'll have 2 timeouts to work with as he will operate the hurry-up offense for the Devils. Terrain with the carry over left side. Blair Phillips on the stop.
Well, Terrain has been their most effective weapon. But down 21-3 with just over 3 minutes to play in the half. You expect Carpenter now to get into a little bit of hurry up. Tell you, the guy who's been quiet is Rudy Burgess, who's their X factor, and he's back today.
2nd and 7 for Carpenter over the middle, almost intercepted. A.J. Tuatele with a deep drop there, almost picked that one off.
You know, and here goes Rudy Carpenter again, all the way over to the sidelines to talk to the coaches. Then he comes back, gets the play. That's got to wear you out. I mean, it's 100 degrees, and he'll run 5 miles today just getting plays and coming back to the huddle.
And they're 0 for 6 on 3rd down, and the big tight end, Zach Miller, 1 catch in the first half. Sean DeWitty now comes in at tailback on 3rd and 7. 3-man rush for Oregon. Drop 8. That's DeWitty on the outside. He's stopped by Jarris Byrd. I think Byrd got him before he could pick up the first down.
Make it 0 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. Say somebody's got to make a play. Well, so far it's been all Oregon making plays.
And don't look now, but Oregon has 2.5 minutes and counting
against the
defense. The ball back.
Against the defense that stopped them once. That's it.
With this 100-degree heat, it looks like the heat is affecting this Arizona State team more. But on 4th down and 1, Cutter's going to go for it. Terrain in the backfield. Jones in motion. Terrain gets it left side. He drives forward and finally pushes forward enough to get the first down.
How about that? Did not have it. And then the second effort pushed it forward. Good call there, Coach.
David Tete finally made the tackle. Now they go to the no-huddle hurry-up offense.
Here it is again. Look at the blocks. All right, he stopped right here, well short of the first. All right, now watch the second effort, and the offensive line pushed it up.
And Carpenter can't connect with Mike Jones on the outside. How many balls have we seen just barely glance off the hands of these Sun Devil receivers this afternoon?
Yeah, Mike Jones is their rising star at wide receiver, too. Got that size to play inside and the speed to play outside. Laid out, just couldn't get there.
Jones, the sophomore from Sugar Land, Texas.
Star outfielder on the baseball team here.
Went to Fort Bend High School. Rudy Burgess goes to the top of the screen. Terrain in the backfield behind Carpenter. And Terrain's got it. Across the 40. Ryan DePaulo with the tackle with Patrick Chung. Now let's check in with Matt Weiner with a SportsCenter in-game. Matt?
Dan, Alabama has won 7 of their 8 trips to Gainesville all time. Florida on the comeback now, down 10-0. It's Tim Tebow at the goal line after a long Chris Leak run. Notre Dame continues to lead on Purdue.
Thank you, Matt. And the clock continues to run here. 3rd and 3 for Carpenter. And he throws behind his receiver. Kwame Ajman on the coverage of Zach Miller.
And again, Carpenter goes all the way over to the side to get the play.
This is a tough one. 4th down and 3 here for the Sun Devils.
And they're going for it again.
They don't get it. They give Oregon great field position with time on the clock and timeouts to use. Sean DeWitty now in the backfield behind Carpenter. Miller in motion. Fake to DeWitty. And down he goes. Dexter Manley Jr. with his 3rd sack of the 2nd quarter. On 4th and 3, Oregon will have the ball in great field position.
Unbelievable.
How big is the injury to Andrew Carnahan now? Who got hurt on an extra point last week against Cal.
And he never got touched. I mean, he's just too quick. Dexter Manley coming around the outside. He's got that outside leverage, then sprints around and they cannot catch him. Berg and Rod having a tough time at the tackle spots, getting the outside rushers.
Jonathan Stewart in the backfield with Dennis Dixon on 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Dixon with a hole right up the middle. Inside the 35, he dives down to the 32-yard line. Well, earlier we asked you the Aflac trivia question. Who holds the Pac-10 or Pac-8 record for the most interceptions thrown in a season? And the answer is
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Ty Payne, Chris Rowland, and Derek Anderson.
My partner. I'm proud of you, partner.
And not one of them was my fault.
You joined an elite group.
I led the way. Although Ty Payne and I played the same time, so we were neck and neck for that one.
36 seconds left. You're already in field goal range.
Derek Jones with that catch. Oregon with 2 timeouts. Clock continues to roll. Dixon with the throwback, and he throws it short. Trying to get the ball outside to Derek Jones, and a flag goes down. Max Unger, the left tackle for Oregon, illegally downfield. This will back the Ducks up 5 yards.
Ineligible receivers downfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Head coach Dirk Cutter, you saw him out on the field there. He's trying everything to get his guys jump starting. There he is. He's down, and then Unger makes the hit after the incompletion.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Jason Williams lately. Derek Jones has been in the game. Garen Strong as well at that X position. And that's where Strong goes right now, to the top of the screen. Jordan Kent to the bottom of the screen. Stewart. Flag down. This may take Oregon out of field goal range.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It looks like they're going to call holding, and that'll bring it back even further. And you're right, that will take him out of his range.
Jeff Schwartz may have reached out and grabbed some cloth.
Illegal block in the back.
I want to thank our producer Chris Pfeiffer and director Dick Buffington, Mark Amento, our stats man, and Malibu Kelly Hayes, our spotter, for coming up with that Aflac. That was great, guys.
Illegal block in the back. Number 44 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Let me just say, partner, on their behalf, you earned it.
Oh,
Look at him.
My goodness.
Look at him.
Yeah, this is beat up Dan day, huh? Yeah, draw it in. Yeah, that's good, Tim. Somebody take that crayon away from that man.
I want you to know I had nothing to do with it, Dan.
Well, I feel like I've been clubbed. So this will be first down and a whole bunch for Oregon, as they're going backwards on successive plays. There's that quick screen again. It's dropped this time by Garen Strong.
You know, and you got to give Dirk Cutter some credit here. I mean, he was going for it on 3rd. He went for it on 4th. He's trying to shake up his team, trying to do anything he can to get some life into his team, get some spark into his team. And he's getting some breaks here. Oregon's hurting itself with the penalties.
Yeah, they're going backwards on this drive. They have over 300 yards in total offense here in the first half. The only thing that stopped them been themselves. Dixon over the middle to Rosario, and he's got it. Now the ball comes loose, and who's got it?
Arizona State comes up with it with 5 seconds left.
Josh Barrett pulled the ball loose and got the fumble recovery.
This was a great strip, too.
Good throw, good catch, great strip.
Rosario goes up. He's got it here, and then watch the left hand just rip it.
Well, they may have to review this, because if he was down, that may not be a great rip.
Rosario had that broken right hand. I don't know if that is what caused this, but the ball is in the right hand when it's ripped.
He's down, though.
I don't know if he was or not. I don't know if he had possession when he hit.
Every play is reviewed by our replay official Jim Coyne and his assistant Ben Pope. If I'm Oregon, if this isn't reverse, I'm throwing the challenge flag. That's the end of the first half. Unbelievable.
The new clock rule: as soon as that ball's set, clock rolls. He's not going to go.
Hang on a second. We do have a replay review.
Previous play is being challenged by the University of Oregon.
All right, now the question is, did he challenge it before the time had expired?
Larry Farina is our referee for today, and he made sure both teams stayed on the field, did not go to the locker room. This is an official Oregon challenge by Mike Bellotti, and a good one, I think.
All right, I want to know why they set the ball, and once the ball is set with the new clock rule, they start running that clock. Why they set the ball, put it in play, blew the whistle if the play was being challenged.
It took a while for Bellotti to get the challenge out, I guess.
Was there time left?
Apparently so. It wouldn't be an Oregon game if we didn't have a controversial call, would it be?
Well, I know I know how you feel about it.
No, it's that old rule about the ground not being able to cause a fumble. It appeared that he was on his back.
I understand that. I understand it. I'm wondering when the challenge was made. Guys were going off the field. Clock was empty. But this is the play. This is what they're looking at. Forget when the challenge was made. They gave him the challenge. They gave him the flag. You know, they're going to give that ball back to Oregon. Now, how much time will be left on the clock?
It'd be interesting to see if Oregon has enough time to run a play from scrimmage, or if they have to kick the field goal. They do have 2 timeouts.
Can't tell from that angle. The other angle you can see he's got the ball and he's on the ground.
Just love the effort by both players there. Barrett with the strip. Rosario went high in the air to pull that one in.
You would think they'd give Oregon the football. Made the catch, had it when he hit the ground.
And usually when it takes this long, they are checking for more than just possession, checking to see how much time's left on the clock, where the ball should be placed, if they do in fact reverse this call.
Guys, forgive me if Dirk Cutter is not a fan of instant replay. He posed a good question during a coach's challenge. He said, hey, if all of the plays are reviewed upstairs, what do we need a coach's challenge for?
Great point, Jack. There's a few, more than just a couple of coaches that don't like the replay, especially in this conference. Well, what a move to keep that ball off the ground.
There is conclusive video evidence that the receiver caught the ball and was down prior to the fumble. Therefore, it is Oregon's ball, 3rd down and 1 at the 17-yard line. There are 6 seconds remaining on the clock. Timeout, Oregon.
So plenty of time for the field goal team. Timeout, Oregon. They get on. They'll kick the field goal to end the half, and there are 3 more to tag on that 21.
You know, but with 6 seconds, though, I think you've got time to run a play, throw the ball into the end zone if it's guys covered. But it appears that Mike Bellotti does not want to risk the interception or the turnover. He's bringing out Paul Martinez. Next week, Saturday Night Football features 2 fantastic regional matchups. You'll see these Ducks against Cal or Nebraska at Iowa State. Check local listings for the game in your area. That's next Saturday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. College football lives here. Arizona State trailed Cal last week 42-14 at the half, because of turnovers and a great punt return by Deshaun Jackson. This afternoon, they're just getting outplayed by the Oregon Ducks.
All over the last few seasons under Dirk Cutter, ASU has been explosive, but heartbreaking losses to LSU. USC have ruined their celebration last year, lost to Cal this year. Sun Devils have to beat some elite teams to take this program to the next level. This was an opportunity game today and a comeback game to prove that they're a contender overall, but obviously in the first half haven't been able to generate anything.
Paul Martinez will come on to try the field goal from right in front of the goalpost.
This is amazing. I mean, the players were halfway to the locker room.
Brady Leaf will put it down from 33 yards out. And Martinez has got another field goal. So the smart challenge by Mike Bellotti, the reversal of the call, no turnover, Oregon ball, Next play, Paul Martinez pays it off with a 33-yard field goal. Jack?
All right, Coach, what do you do in the second half to put some spark into this team?
Well, it's all on us. I mean, we this unbelievable gut check. We got to decide if we want to play or not.
Do you have anything in mind that you're going to tell them in the locker room?
I got a lot in mind, but I'm just not going to tell you, Zach.
Thanks.
No purchase necessary.
Good job, Jack. Well, it's been a De La Salle type of day for the high school in Concord, California. Cameron Colvin with a touchdown run. Jason Williams with a pair of touchdowns. And how about an interception by the freshman Terrell Ward? Bob Ladouceur's got to be proud. Oregon on top, 24-3. You're watching ESPN College Football.
Philosophy should be the same for defense as well. You've got to read this play. As soon as you see the quarterback turn to run that slip screen, you've got to attack it as a defensive back because you know a blocker's coming from the inside. If he knocks you off like that, you've got problems, and they did. They were reacting slowly. They were getting blocked. They were putting the receiver in space. Consequently, a huge half for Williams, who has all those catches. He's got all those yards, 117 on 8 catches and 2 touchdowns, and that's poor defense. You've got to attack that play. You've got to be as quick as what you say you have to do offensively.
Well, I know Mike Bellotti had to be pleased with that first half. What did he have to say, Jack?
Well, he was. And then he did alert me to the fact that his defensive tackle, Cole Linehan, is out for the rest of the day. He has injured his foot. But he did let me know that one of the things he's going to try and do, Dan, because remember, they get the ball now on this kickoff. He says, Jack, I have challenged the team to score on this first possession. I said, sounds like you've got your foot on the neck of the Arizona State Sun Devils. And he said, yeah, but we need to put the fire out right now.
Challenge the offense to score. He better challenge the defense to make some tackles because Oregon is averaging almost 9 yards a play. Take a look at the Pacific Life game summary first half statistics. The things that jump out at me, certainly the 5 sacks, obviously they jump out in a hurry, and then third down conversions. Arizona State 0 for 8. Really didn't get anything going, and again the Ducks are averaging almost 9 yards a play. So it was a dominant performance by Oregon in the first half. Arizona State has yet to respond.
Rudy Carpenter having a rough first half, 5 of 14. All his completions gone 1 to each receiver. 5 different receivers, including Zach Miller, his record-setting tight end. Just 1 catch for 3 yards.
Yeah, and if you look at what Carpenter's doing, he's only 5 of 14, 1 interception, and the problem is, well, we mentioned the 5 sacks, but he doesn't look comfortable back there. He's not throwing on time, and part of that is young receivers running wrong routes, but he's got to step up. He's got to make a decision quicker, and he either throws or he runs, but he can't wait to get sacked.
That's Chris Vincent deep for Oregon, along with Jeremiah Johnson for this Jesse Ainsworth kickoff. And again, Ainsworth with a huge kick all the way to the back of the end zone.
You know, at the beginning of the show, we talked about our impact players. For Oregon, it was Dennis Dixon and it was Jonathan Stewart. And if you look what they've done, Dixon is 13 of 21, 2 touchdown passes, but that doesn't tell half of it. He's running the offense effectively. He's putting pressure on the edge. And Jonathan Stewart, boy, I tell you, a huge day. 7 carries, 67 yards. He's averaging almost 10 yards a carry. And that's just part of their offensive scheme, not to mention Williams. But those are 2 impact players that make this offense in space pick up big yards.
And Stewart is in the backfield. Remember, he sprained his ankle slightly in that first quarter. Fake to him. Dixon going to go deep. Jason Williams, and he can't quite grab it. Looked like he got grabbed by Keno Walter White at the last instant.
Well, he was definitely behind him, Dan. You're right, and there were hands that were grabbing him. But if that ball's thrown right, it's a touchdown. I mean, here's your coverage. They try to play him inside out. Now watch the reach as the ball attacks. The right hand strips on his shoulder, pulls him back just enough so that Williams can't get the catch. Bang, bang play could have easily been a flag.
2nd and 10 now from the 20-yard line. Stewart in motion. Dixon to throw again to the outside. And good play by Josh Barrett. Got his left hand in there on Brian Pasinger and knocked it away.
I'll tell you something I've seen on the first 2 plays, though. Forget about the flag or no flag on that first play, but both times they've gone man defense. They've been much more aggressive. They're playing press man. They're trying to get Oregon out of its rhythm here a little bit. It's the first time we've seen that all day.
2 straight incompletions to start this second half.
See if they jump them here.
Four-man defensive line for the Sun Devils on 3rd and 10. Option. Dixon runs out of room. And down he goes across the 20-yard line. Michael Marquardt, the transfer from BYU, with the tackle there. Good start defensively for Bill Miller's Arizona State University defense.
Well, 3 and out. You can't do any better than that. Press man coverage. That time on the stretch option, they stretched it all the way to the sidelines and made the play. Great containment, great pursuit from behind.
First time the Ducks have gone 3 and out. Paul Martin, take it. That's Matt Dragic back to punt. And he'll punt it away to Terry Richardson, who's standing at his 40-yard line. So the Devils should get real good field possession. Terrible kick by Dragic. He shanks it dead out of bounds. My goodness, this one may have gone about 10 yards.
If you're the Ducks, you don't want to let ASU back in this thing after dominating the first half. This baby could be 24-10 in a heartbeat. Two-step punter. He's got that 2 steps and just off the right side of his foot. He knew it as soon as he kicked it.
I was wrong. It was a 9-yard punt, not 10.
And he didn't have any pressure, Dan. I mean, he wasn't in a hurry and still shanked it. Great field position for ASU. Let's see how the challenge works here with the offense.
Terrain, the remaining back. Miller in motion. Ducks jump offside, but were they pulled offside? Darius Sanders was in the neutral zone.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Left tackle is Brandon Rod. Next to him was Brent Miller. Looked like they both flinched just a bit. Not the way you want to start a possession when you have it so deep in your opponent's end of the field. Kimbrough goes wide to the right side of the field. Burgess to the short side.
They've got to start looking for Burgess.
Carpenter under pressure. He spins away, but he's going to go down. Nick Reed was the first man in. He couldn't bring him down, but Darius Sanders was there. Another sack against the Arizona State quarterback.
You know, we talked at the top of the show about the impact players for Arizona State. And obviously, Ryan Terrain has had a pretty good first half. 15 carries, 80 yards. He's averaging over 5 yards a shot, but Carpenter really struggled. 5 of 14, 1 interception, only 29 yards. His longest pass was 9.
The penalty, then a sack. Now 2nd and 16. Terrain right up the middle. J.D. Nelson with the stop.
Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd down and 10. And that's not where you want to be.
Lost in the 3 points for Arizona in the first half. Was a pretty good first half for Ryan Terrain. 15 carries for 80 yards.
Yeah, that's what I just said. He went over 5 yards a carry in that first half, which was impressive.
Here's another 3rd down situation. This will be 3rd and 9, and they are 0 for 8 on converting on 3rd downs. Zach Miller in the backfield with Terrain.
Oh, he's wide open.
Wide open. Rudy Burgess is missed by the quarterback.
Unbelievable. And Burgess is hot. I mean, he was wide open. Gave him an outside move and came free. There's nobody near him. Now watch this. Oregon thinks he's going inside. He goes outside. Defender falls down. He's wide open. He makes that catch. He walks in for a touchdown.
Terrell Ward, the defender on the play. So this will force Arizona State to go for it on 4th and 9. Sean DeWitty is the remaining back. Straight back for Carpenter. 3-man rush for the Ducks, and that ball's incomplete.
And you have to wonder where he was looking. Carpenter threw it right into double coverage.
Trying to get the ball to Zach Miller. Walter Thurman and Kwame Ajaman were looking for Zach Miller too.
He ought to start looking for Burgess. Burgess has been open. He just can't get it to him. I really think Burgess would be your X factor today. Everybody knows Miller. They're trying to double team. Every time he goes on a route, he's got 2 guys on him. Burgess has been out. They weren't really game planning for him. He comes back in. They can't find him.
A 9-yard punt from Oregon last time doesn't hurt them at all. They're dominating by 21. They went 3 and out there last time, but the defense held on 4th down. Jonathan Stewart in the backfield for Dennis Dixon. Quick screen pass out to the wide receiver. James Finley on the reception. A couple of yards.
They defended that much better too. That's the play that was going. You know, they run their bubble screens, the slip screens. That's their big game plan. That time they came on the blitz, they got guys out there who was well defended.
I think Oregon would try to take some time off the clock with their running game, but not so for Gary Crowton. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen for Dixon. Blitz by Arizona State. There's Stewart right up the middle. 50.
See ya.
Goodbye. They got him at the 5-yard line. Jonathan Stewart right up the middle. Justin Tryon and Josh Barrett didn't quit on the play. 63 big ones for Jonathan Stewart.
Coming on the blitz, they were expecting pass. They had the trips to one side. Everybody split. They spread them out. Freeze it right. Look at this. There is nobody in the running lanes in the secondary. Once he gets by, uses the official there, cuts behind him. See you later. I don't know what Catanese was doing, number 5. They broke him down quickly, broke his ankles. He takes it inside the 5.
138 yards on 8 carries for Stewart. This is Jeremiah Johnson with a stiff arm and the touchdown, Oregon. Put the stiff on Deron Ware and got in easily.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Well, 3-play drive. Another long drive for Oregon, but another quick drive for Oregon.
How about Stewart? Stewart and Johnson combined on that drive. Unbelievable.
Paul Martinez will come on to add the 31st point out of the hold of Brady Leaf. Got it.
Well, we told you early, the spread offense spreads the defense, creates running lanes. So if you have a talented offensive line, which you do at Oregon, look out. Tough to defend.
31-3 is our score. This is 4 games in a row now that Oregon has scored at least 30 points, and we've got 10.5 minutes to go in this one. You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC. Matt Evenson with another kickoff for Oregon. Terry Richardson brings this one out. Fakes the reverse. 30, 40, midfield. Terry Richardson is gone. Touchdown, Sun Devils. '100 yards for Terry Richardson. Faked the ball to Keegan Herring, and the Ducks bit on the fake, and he was gone down the left sideline.
That'll drive a coach nuts. Mike Bellotti is furious because the teams played so well, and then to have special teams make a play like that. He was already upset about the shank punt. Now the punt return team, or the kickoff return team rather, gives up that big return.
Ainsworth to come on with the extra point, and he's got it. 19 out of 19 on the year for Jesse Ainsworth. But if the Sun Devils ever needed a big play, that may have been it. Fake to Herring, and now he's gone down the sidelines. Terry Richardson, 100 yards. Ducks 31, Sun Devils 10. You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC. Terry Richardson, he's brought back 2 punts for touchdowns.
And Dan, you got to think, all right, that's a little shot in the arm here for ASU. You got to think, all right, now do you stay with Carpenter or you go with Sullivan? Carpenter's in a funk.
Jeremiah Johnson out past the 30-yard line.
Defense makes a stop here. You got to think about Danny Sullivan, the freshman, maybe coming in at quarterback, but they've got to make a stop first. See if that return gives them a shot in the arm. A little spark, which they haven't had today.
It was no chance for the Sun Devil defense to rest, though, because of that kickoff return. Just to see how tired they are. Oregon had another long drive that last time they had the ball. Jeremiah Johnson in the backfield with Dennis Dixon. Check it. Jonathan Stewart to the left side. Option. Dixon keeps it. Good decision. Good gain for the Oregon quarterback. Now let's check in with Matt Weiner with a Sports Center in game. Matt?
Dan, remember last season Virginia Tech had 3 returns for touchdowns to beat Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets turning the table. Sean Glennon gets popped. The ball comes loose and into the hands of Gary Guyton, who takes it 38 yards the other way. It's an 18-point Ramblin' Wreck lead. Notre Dame leads by 14 in South Bend.
Thank you, Matt. 2nd and 4 here in Tempe. 37-yard line. Colvin in motion. Another option. Inside pitch. Forward pass to Colvin. And he gets out to the 40-yard line. Just short of the first down. Bo Manitai with the tackle.
You know, Johnson's touchdown here in the 3rd quarter for Oregon are the first points that ASU has allowed in the 3rd quarter this year, and only 7 points in the 2nd half. Well, they need to stop. 3rd down and short.
It'll be interesting to see what type of personnel Oregon comes with. Ryan Keeling, one tight end. Some confusion now for Oregon, and then Dixon's going to have to call a timeout. First time out of the 2nd half called by Oregon.
Got to give the Oregon offensive line a lot of credit. You know, this is a team, as you mentioned earlier, that had led the nation in sacks. And the Ducks have held him out all day, protecting Dixon, giving him all the time he needs.
Sun Devils got 18 sacks in their first 3 games, just 1 last week against Cal. Monday night, Brett Favre and the Packers try to even their record at 2-2 as they face down Donovan McNabb, Brian Westbrook, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Is it Monday yet? I hope so. Monday Night Football on ESPN at 8:30 Eastern, and also available in high definition on ESPN HD and in Spanish on ESPN Deportes. Call your cable operator satellite provider today. And this is a premier quarterback matchup with Favre and McNabb. 402 touchdown passes for Favre, 18 behind the record of the great Dan Marino.
So ASU is faced with a 3rd and short, and Oregon has averaged over 10 yards a run today, so it doesn't bode well for the Sun Devils.
3rd and short for the Ducks. Stewart. First down, Oregon. What strength and power for Jonathan Stewart.
And balance. Actually touched in the backfield. Had a guy on his feet, and he still stayed up, got into the secondary, and Muggs was in there and had his foot.
And it shows you Oregon can go to a conventional offense. That's an I formation short yardage play. Dixon under center, handing to the tailback.
See him swatting at his feet there, and he kept his feet, kept his balance, went forward and got the first.
Out to the 42-yard line of Oregon. Here's Stewart left side. Trying to get the corners, not going to get it. Good play by the Walter White and Jeremy Payton to string him out to the sidelines. Jack, is it as hot down there as we think it is?
Oh, it's probably even hotter, my friend. It's over 100 degrees since kickoff, and I was talking to the Oregon team because, you know, a lot of the speculation was that they would wilt in the heat in the 3rd quarter. But what they reminded me is the Stanford game that was played in Autzen in 98-degree temperatures. They've hydrated all week, and they're not wilting so far.
Thank you, Jack. 2nd and 7. This is Paysinger. Flag down. Travis Gaethel with the tackle.
Holding against Oregon. You know, the other thing to back up on Jack's point is the fact that Oregon's wearing white today. And Arizona's in those heavy dark uniforms.
Holding 77 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Don't you agree, partner? You're in the heat. You want to wear white.
Absolutely. Polani Masoon was called for that holding on that play, Tim. But you're right. I mean, these darker jerseys of the Sun Devils really absorbed all that 100-degree heat. But both these teams, obviously, they're young kids and they're in great shape. But you got to wonder about the big guys down in the pits where they're hunkering down. Chris Vincent now in the backfield for Oregon. 2nd and 17 after that 10-yard penalty. A lot of time on the clock as Dixon changes the play. And we got a false start. It appeared to be the center, Anoka Lucas. Double clutched on his snap back to the quarterback.
Dead ball, snap infraction. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's the 9th penalty against Oregon today, and they came into the game averaging just 7 a game, which is best in the conference. But they have hurt themselves with penalties, and yet they still lead by 21.
Well, ASU has had success this half, too, being more aggressive. And Oregon still scored that touchdown, but ASU has made some stops here.
Fake to Vincent. Slip screen outside. Jordan Kent. He's across the 30, but not much more.
Jeremy Payton came up and attacked that play. See, that's much better. That's what we were talking about, Dan, at halftime. I think you said it and I said it. You've got to attack that play. First of all, get it out to him quickly. But watch number 7 come up and attack it. All right, here's the pass. Here's the play. There's 7. Turn it inside. Wait for help. Here comes pursuit. Grab caught and take him down.
Good job by Payton slipping the block of Cameron Colvin. 3rd and 18 for the Ducks. Late throw, dangerous pass over the middle, trying to get it to Chris Vincent way down the field.
And Dixon's upset at himself because he bought the time he wanted, and he thought he had him open across the middle. Just a poor pass. Now he's watching the play again on the big screen up by the scoreboard.
And we've got an injured Duck down on the field. Looks like it's Cameron Colvin. But getting back to the heat and the jerseys thing, Tim, NCAA rules specify the home team must wear their dark uniforms, or the visitors.
Yeah, no question. We're just saying the white is obviously cooler. That's what Jack's point was, and then you have the white jerseys. It helps. You know, that's an advantage that we didn't have earlier, Dan, when we were playing the big screen. And you watch some guys, they'll run, they'll wait to see if there's people chasing it. They can see it on the big screen as they look up and run.
It never ceases to amaze me.
It is. It's incredible. You saw Dixon there watching a replay. It's like watching tape it during the game.
We'll see what Matt Dragic does this time. Got off a 9-yard punt his last try. Deep for the Sun Devils is Terry Richardson. Low line drive punt pushes Richardson back inside his 25. He's got another good return going. Out to the 40. Terry Richardson putting the Devils on his back. John Pope with the tackle. This fall, plan your escape. 67 days ago, they fell from the sky. First came survival, then confrontation. There's only hope is each other. The hit series that became a national phenomenon is back. Find yourself lost. Brand new season Wednesday at 9/8 Central, followed by the series premiere of The Nine. What a great show. Brent Miller in motion. To the outside. Terrain down the sidelines. Knocked out of bounds by Patrick Chung. No quit in Ryan Terrain.
Got a good block on the corner, then used his speed to get out there. We talked about how strong he is, but this time you saw his quickness and his speed. Watch this block thrown right here. This will free him up on the corner, takes the contained man, a little bit of a hold, got around the corner quickly. Now, if they could just get Carpenter in sync and get him throwing on time.
21 yards on the gain by Terrain. Left side, he's not going to get anything this time. Blair Phillips with another tackle from his middle linebacker spot.
This is only Carpenter's 10th start, so he's still a young quarterback. And he had his confidence rocked last week, and he came in, and although he started 3 for 3, then he hit the skids a little bit, and you could see that he was wavering. He was holding on to the football, wasn't reading and throwing on time. Instead, he was stepping up in the pocket, and he was hesitant and caused all those sacks.
And the communication with his receivers is just not there yet.
No.
Last year he had all those senior receivers led by Derek Hagan. He's going to throw this time. Now he's forced out of the pocket, and he goes down right at the 30-yard line.
But he's locking on receivers too, Dan. He's not coming off receivers and finding open guys. He's got some open guys, but he's locked on a receiver, and he's taking the defenders who are reading his eyes right there to where the ball's going. This is what he lost. Derek Hagan he was the leading receiver, over 1,000 yards. But Matt Miller and Mutz, they're gone. So now he's got young receivers coming in, and they're trying to get on the same page with each other.
And right now Carpenter's tying his shoe because Matt Tawena on that tackle took his shoe right off. He's going to delay the start of this play for the Sun Devils on 3rd and 4. Keegan Herring is the remaining back, and tying the shoe is going to cost him a timeout. You know, when you lose senior type of receivers as the Sun Devils have, you're in a position now as a young quarterback where you're searching for a go-to guy. We thought today it might be Zach Miller.
Well, those guys you're talking about bailed him out a lot last year. As a matter of fact, last year Carpenter had a receiving corps. These guys had 321 combined career wins, 156 combined starts. I mean, they knew the reads and adjustments. This year, the receiving team, they've got half of that. And you heard Carpenter tell us yesterday, guys are running wrong routes, and they're not reading the defender the same way he is. They aren't in sync at all.
The other part about this offense for Dirk Cutter is it's a long ball, vertical type of passing game. We remember seeing Andrew Walter just throwing bombs after bombs, especially against Oregon up in Eugene a couple years back when he just killed Oregon secondary, but it was all down the field to Sean McDonald, plays that were covering 30 and 40 yards. That takes a real good understanding between the quarterback and the wide receiver that just hasn't quite developed yet for this group of receivers and their quarterback Carpenter.
Well, the other thing is, too, he's got a receiver that he's leaning on. You saw him throwing a double coverage to Miller a little while ago when he had a receiver wide open in the flats. And he can't do that. He's got to go through his progression. He's got to see who's open. If a guy's double covered, you go to your next read.
Well, this will be the 10th third down situation. They'll be looking to convert their very first one. 3-man rush for the Ducks. This is Herring, right side. He's got the first down. Keegan Herring got the corner easily all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
All right, so they'll move the chains. They've got the first. Dan, let me show you what I was talking about Carpenter. And you as a Hall of Fame quarterback certainly know this because you went through your progression better than anybody. But here's a play that we saw just a little while ago. He comes back and he locks on Miller right now, which draws double coverage. But if you look at this guy up here, he's wide open. Never sees him. That would have been a first down. Instead, there's your double coverage incomplete.
Terry Richardson is the receiver to the top of the screen. Herring gets it, fake to Herring. Carpenter to the end zone to Mike Jones, incomplete, overthrown. Little bumping and grinding going on down there with J.D. Nelson. Ball may have been deemed uncatchable.
Carpenter still going all the way to the sidelines to get his plays. Here's what you're talking about, Dan. There's the bumping and grinding going on. The defender all over the back. No flags, no call. And you're right, the ball wasn't catchable. Tell you what, though, Thurman and Glasper and Dowling, all those guys, Nelson, especially Chung, they all played aggressive pass coverage.
2nd and 10, and we've got a false start.
Dead ball, false start. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So again, the Sun Devils move backwards with the penalty this time. That'll drive the old coach crazy.
Well, there's one thing Oregon has to be happy with. It's their safeties. I mean, Chung's played well today. Boyd's played well today.
Swings it outside to Terrain. And Terrain is dragged down by Matt Tuena. Well, more on the quarterback, huh, Jack?
Well, yeah, you know, when you fall into a slump like this, you kind of look for help. And the help came from a phone call from Andrew Walter, who is now the starting quarterback for the Oakland Raiders. He told Rudy Carpenter, look, you've got to take things one step at a time. You can't come out of a slump instantaneously. The other phone call came from his mother. His mother said, look at it the way a hitter goes into a slump. It'll finally break. So far, the slump continues.
They started the game 3 for 3. Since then, 3 of 15. Ouch. 3rd down and 10. Terrain to the 15-yard line and blasted there. Kwame Ajuman, number 30, one of the tacklers.
Boy, Terrain's lucky to get up. He had that leg dragging behind him. That's when those injuries happen. Watch the end of this play. Here comes Terrain, cuts it up. Trying to break a tackle there. Look at his leg get caught up under there.
Whew. J.D. Nelson coming over the top. So with the 4th down, Jesse Ainsworth will come on from 32 yards out to try a field goal. Left hash mark. And he drills it through.
You know, some people are going to be saying, hey, why are they going for a field goal when they need points in bunches? But if you're Dirk Cutter, you've got to get points where you can, and you've got to get the sure points, which that would be. And with Carpenter right now and the offense sputtering, that's the way to go.
Well, time permitting, stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report featuring scores and highlights with John, Craig, and Doug back in New York. Let's take now a look at our ESPNU All-State Standings review.
Well, we saw USC last week, and they're as good as anybody. I mean, they have reloaded. It's a young team. They're still a work in progress, but probably more talented than anybody in the league. Oregon showing you how tough they are here today, and they've got that big game with Cal coming up. See, Arizona State at 3-1. They thought this was an opportunity game, and in the new everybody plays everybody else in the Pac-10 world, ASU thought they were still very much in the title hunt, even with last week's loss to Cal, if they could win today. But by being blown out here today, and signs aren't good.
Well, they got a bye next week, and then they go to L.A. to play the Trojans on a Saturday night game. They will go back to the drawing board.
No bargain to go on the road against USC.
Ainsworth to kick off. And looks like he's got himself another touchback. Clears the entire end zone with that kickoff.
I mean, it's incredible what Oregon's been able to do offensively. You look at their running game. I mean, they're well above their average. They're getting almost 10 yards a carry. And how sweet is that? You look at that number, you think that's a dream. They don't even set goals that high.
Came into the game today leading the Pac-10 in total offense and in rushing offense, and dominant on that rushing game today. Stewart up the middle. Jack, the young man from Lacey, Washington, has an interesting nickname, doesn't he?
Well, no surprise with what a critical role he plays in the offense. His teammates simply call him the franchise. What was your nickname, Dan, when you were a Duck?
I still am a Duck, Jack.
And your nickname is?
It's 2nd and 8, Jack. And this is Dixon. And Dixon is close to a first down. I think he's got it.
You know, the thing about Stewart is during the preseason, he got a lot of extra work because Johnson had that bad toe. Bellotti said it helped Stewart. I mean, he got into that rhythm and came and exploded in that first game against Stanford that we saw. 168 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Cardinal. And then he got that sprained ankle and sat out 1 for 1 against Fresno State with a touchdown.
Again, right up the middle for Jonathan Stewart. And he gets bent backwards at the 35-yard line.
You know, the other thing Stewart saw when Oregon played Oklahoma 2 weeks ago, he saw how Adrian got stronger for Oklahoma as the game went on. I mean, Peterson just was exploding in the 3rd and 4th quarters. He saw that and he said, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to get stronger as the game goes on.
Yeah, he's coming out limping because of that way he was tackled on that play, and it'd probably be a good idea to let him sit the rest of this one out. Fumble by Dixon. He muffed the snap, but he got back down on top of it. One of the effects of a hot day like we have today is it affects your concentration a lot. Second time now we've seen first it was a bad snap by Lucas, and this time Dixon took his eye off the ball.
Well, they only have 15 minutes left now.
Well, that's the way the 3rd quarter will end. Mike Bellotti winning his coach in Oregon history with his team on top, 31-13. ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC. Back at Sun Devil Stadium for the start of the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 9 for Oregon at the 31-yard line. Straight back Dixon. Throwing for Jason Williams. He reaches out and grabs it and now pulls himself forward. First down Oregon. Wow, what a play by Jason Williams. 9th catch of the day.
And at the end of that, Jeremy Payton was trying to rip the football out, and Williams just using that to gain more yardage.
He hadn't caught a pass since early in the 2nd quarter.
Watch the end of this play, Dan, at the bottom of your screen. Watch after the catch. All right, he goes up and catches it. Now watch, here comes Payton. He's trying to rip the ball out. And Williams just uses that, turns his back, gets yardage.
And this Jeremiah Johnson right up the middle, 40. Gets a block from Kent. Knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line by Justin Tryon. Jeremiah Johnson exploding up the middle for 37.
Just so many weapons for Oregon. Again, they're zone blocking, but watch the patience as everybody drifts down. He finds the hole. He's into the 2nd level. Once he gets there, now it's just one-on-one football. Gets a block out in front of him, and then the speed. Terrific. I mean, they are just loaded.
Dixon to Jason Williams one more time on the slip screen. Steps inside, close to the 10-yard line. Ducks have run 57 plays this afternoon, 28 rushes, and that's the 29th pass.
Stewart and Johnson, quite a compliment. Stewart now will probably sit out the rest of the day. As Jack says, he's got that bad ankle, got rolled up on by Barrett. But the thing is, Johnson comes in, and it's like hammer and sickle. Now you bring in the speed guy, a little bit better receiver. Also, you can see he's patient with the holes opening.
Ducks go empty in the backfield as Jeremiah Johnson is behind the 3 receivers on the right side, and Dixon takes it straight ahead on the snake and picks up another first down. Tackled by Jordan Hill. Jack, how about an update on Jonathan?
Well, Jonathan Stewart did indeed on that last series tweak his ankle, guys. He has been shut down for the day, according to the athletic trainers. You can see they're going to ice down that ankle. They are concerned. And as you said, instead of Stewart, now it's Johnson. And let's remember that Fresno State game. That's where Jeremiah Johnson showed his prowess at running back.
Stewart, 12 carries, 142 yards. Johnson, 6 carries, 89 yards. Chris Vincent in the backfield now. And Vincent gets it up the middle. He's close to the 5-yard line.
Dan, remember the first game we did at Stanford, Oregon, and we saw that Stewart got rolled up on, and it was, I mean, you could see it was obvious the entire body was on his ankle, and he was in some pain. It was very similar to what had just happened to Josh Barrett when he made the tackle on Stewart and rolled up on the ankle and just landed right on top of it. And obviously Stewart in some pain, but has some pretty impressive numbers, averaging over 11 yards a run today as he takes the rest of the afternoon off.
Well, there's what we're talking about between a couple of sophomores, Stewart and Johnson. Vincent, the tailback. Dixon under center, pitch to Vincent, right side behind Rosario. to the 5, inside the 5, where he's wrestled down. Fine tackle by Josh Barrett.
Every ball carrier they have, whether it's Stewart, Johnson, or now Vincent, they all use the stiff arm, and they use it effectively. He used it that time and almost scored.
Running back Gary Campbell, who played ball back in the 70s for UCLA, and Tommy Prothro.
Here's Vincent. There's the stiff arm. This time Barrett fought through it to make the tackle, but they all used that stiff arm effectively.
3rd and goal. Again, under center for Dixon. There's the fade route to Jordan Kent. Touchdown, Oregon. Jordan Kent with his 2nd touchdown of his career, the 1st this year. 6'5", playing basketball in the end zone.
Well, you called that one, partner. Basketball player, track star. And he's 6'5", bottom of your screen. Inside receiver. Goes up high, makes the catch. Barrett never had a chance. Barrett never even looked back for the football.
You really don't expect the fade jump
from
ball
the inside
from
receiver.
The inside
Absolutely.
receiver very often. Martinez with another extra point. Another long drive for Oregon. This time they went 11 plays, 80 yards. Finished off by the soft toss to Jordan Kent. Ducks 38, Devils 13. Back at Sun Devil Stadium, where the Ducks have increased their lead now to 25 points. Matt Evenson will kick off. Rudy Burgess, number 3, is back deep. This is Terry Richardson. He's going to let this one go. He's responsible for the only touchdown scored today by Arizona State on that 100-yard kickoff return in the 3rd quarter.
Talking to Dirk Cutter yesterday, it had his way pretty much with Oregon over the years. He's won 3 of the last 4, and perhaps his biggest win was against Oregon. In 2003, they beat the Ducks 59-14, and last year, of course, huge win when they got 45-42 win. I mean, a spectacular win. Now today's payback time for the Ducks. Just better athletes right now. Better football team than ASU.
Well, right now, the heat has taken its toll on our officiating crew. Art Hines, our umpire, has had to leave the field. Back judge Gary LaForge will take his spot right behind the Oregon linebackers. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Carpenter to throw. Steps up, going to run now. He's got a couple across the 25-yard line.
You know, the season started, and I know that ASU fans are saying, why are we having to go with Carpenter when we had Sam Keller? You know, they were neck and neck. They were even coming out of spring ball. They went after each other in fall ball. It looked like Sam Keller would win the quarterback position. As a matter of fact, Dirk Cutter named him the quarterback. Then all of a sudden, the coach learned some information about him, and he had to make a switch back, and Carpenter became the guy, and now he's your quarterback, and you've got him.
Herring in the backfield gets away miraculously and gets up close to the 27-yard line.
Sam Keller transferred to Nebraska, and he said he had to do what was best for the university after he found out the information about Sam Keller, which we do not know. He met with the AD, he met with their parents, met with the offensive coordinator, and he gave him an opportunity to stay or transfer. But if he stayed, he'd be knocked all the way down and have to earn his way back. He transferred to Nebraska. Rudy Carpenter's your quarterback.
3rd and 3 for Carpenter. And he throws high one more time.
But I am surprised, Dan, and maybe I'm off base here, but Danny Sullivan, we talked about the backup freshman with the coaches, their eyes lit up. I mean, they love this kid. They think he's spectacular, and I'm surprised he's not in the ball game right now.
Well, especially with a score down by 25. You're not going to win this ball game. Might be time to give him some experience. He's from the same high school as Trent Edwards, the Stanford quarterback, Los Gatos High School in Los Gatos, California.
They say he understands the system. And get him in and get him some reps.
Another punt by Jonathan Johnson, and another return by Jeremiah Johnson. Makes one miss. And then goes down across the 25-yard line. Tyrese Thompson with the stop for the Sun Devils. 10:22 to go in the ball game. 51-yard punt, 5-yard return. You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC. Back at Sun Devil Stadium, 10:22 to go. New quarterback for the Ducks, Brady Leaf. And he'll throw. And he throws behind Derek Jones rather. It's number 14 Oregon on top of the Arizona State University Sun Devils from Sun Devil Stadium. Ducks have scored on 6 of their 10 possessions today and have been just as good defensively, not allowing a touchdown to the Sun Devil offense.
Dennis Dixon and Jonathan Stewart, stars of the game, now out of the game. This one's well in hand, so you won't see Dixon or Stewart again.
That's Chris Vincent with the carry that time.
How about Brady Leaf? He comes into the ball game in his first play, throws an incompletion, and he gets drilled and ends up on his butt. Dixon never got touched.
Ducks averaging just about 8 yards every time they snap the ball.
Is that unbelievable? And Stewart was almost 11 yards every time he touched it.
They're over 500 yards in total offense, which is right around their average. Garrett Strong's got this leaf pass, and he's out across the 40-yard line. Latrell Jones on the stop.
Oregon Cal game sets up as a monster next week. What do you think, partner?
Well, you know, Cal is having their way with the Beavers this afternoon, so they're ready to put up some numbers. And this Oregon offense, it just gets better and better each week.
Yeah, they say the Cal loss to Tennessee was an aberration. They 4 or 5 plays, they had breakdowns, and it just steamrolled on them. And on the road, you lose that momentum, and the other team picks it. And that made the difference.
1st and 10 for the Ducks. Leaf on the option to Jordan Kent. And he steps out of bounds. Tonight, leading Heisman candidate Troy Smith and the Buckeyes head to Iowa City to battle Drew Tate and the Hawkeyes. This could be Ohio State's toughest road game all season. Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. College football lives here. This and all Saturday Night Football games are available in high definition on ABC HD.
You know, coming into this year, they said Oregon had great potential, but replacing last year's outstanding senior class, well, it was hard. I mean, they lost some NFL caliber guys, and this group stepped up and potentially forget about it. Now it's realistic.
Here's Vincent up the middle. Vincent, the senior from Philadelphia, played linebacker for the Ducks last year, and he's been battling a bad foot all this season, but it's been a valuable backup and special teams player. Brand new offensive line for the Ducks. Mark Lewis, Pat Sawalo, Jeff Kendall, John Teague, and Jacob Hucko taking the place of Unger, Shergi, Lucas, Masoon, and Schwartz. 2nd and 8. Leaf to the end zone. Dropped. Jordan Kent dropped a touchdown pass.
He did everything right except the catch. He got the read, ran the route, got the separation, was behind the defender. And watch this. All right, reads it properly, takes the inside route, speed, separation. Now he's out there for the touchdown. All he's got to do is make the catch, and it goes right through his hands. Just a lack of concentration at the end of the ball. He started reading the headlines instead of the football.
Beat Keno Walter White. 3rd and 8 now for Leaf. Inside handoff. Fake. Leaf's got it. And Barrett's got him. Should have given the ball to Vincent on the inside handoff.
The Oregon Ducks were 10-2 last year, lost to USC, lost to Oklahoma 17-14 in the bowl game. They come out now still unbeaten and heading to Cal. It's going to be fun this year. We saw USC last. How do you think USC compares to these clubs, Dan?
Well, I think offensively, with Dwayne Jarrett out there, a little vulnerable. You have to see who's going to be their go-to receiver. But defensively, with Ray Ma'aluga in the middle, it can be a very dominant defense.
Jarrett not hurt as badly as they thought. Tried to get back for this game, and at the last minute they said he couldn't play.
Boy, that ball's caught on the deflection. Caught by Dan Kaus, number 82. Heads up play as Leaf drilled that ball into double coverage to Derek Jones, and Ball bounced forward after the hit by Ryan McFoy. Check this out.
Jones gets nailed too. Bam, he's down, and then the tip and the catch. So Jones did his part. He sacrificed his body. Boy, that's great. Great awareness of where that football is, and a great reaction to make the catch before it hits the ground.
First catch of the year for Kaus. Here's Vincent. Now Leaf fakes it to him, and he picks up a couple of yards.
Kaus usually used as the H-back. Had sore ribs early in the year.
Well, some people think that Oregon got a little bit lucky last time out against Oklahoma. Got a little bit lucky again on that play.
Yeah, but they're not lucky with this win today. I mean, this was just better talent, better preparation.
Now, the one thing Bellotti talked about is that we needed this game to validate our victory over Oklahoma.
Well, I don't know if this validates that. I mean, it's two different ball clubs, but this has been an impressive performance.
Vincent one more time.
They could validate it next week.
The fourth tailback for Oregon comes into the game now, as Phil Knight, the CEO of Nike, on the Oregon sideline, enjoying the afternoon. Andy L. Brown is the tailback, number 27, to the right side of Brady Leaf. He's in motion. Leaf over the middle to Kaus. Touchdown, Oregon. Dan Kaus gets a deflection. Now he gets one all by himself.
Kaus is one of those big guys too, 6'4", 252. Just a young sophomore, tight end type. Use him as an H-back, bring him in now. He just slides to the open space. This ball's well thrown by Leaf. Into the soft spot by the safety.
Paul Martinez comes on to try another extra point for Oregon. Leaf will hold. And the Ducks have got 45 points now. Brady Leaf to Dan Kaus. Over the middle. Another touchdown for Oregon. Another long drive for Oregon. Remaining in the ball game. Oregon increases their lead 45-13 with that Brady Leaf pass to Dan Kaus. Oregon's defense played extremely well here in the second half, allowing just 4 yards passing to the Sun Devils. Matt Evenson will kick it to Rudy Burgess and Terry Richardson. That's Richardson, and he's going to keep it in the end zone. So the Sun Devils will have the ball at the 20-yard line. When we come back, you're watching ESPN College Football on ABC.
The coaches just love Danny Sullivan. He's got a strong arm, understands the system. They say he's a good one. They just have to get him some repetitions. Just a freshman.
Keegan Herring in the backfield. McGahey in motion. Fumble. Oregon says they have it.
Rather inauspicious start for Danny.
And they do.
You got to get the exchange before you can do anything.
Michael Speed at the bottom of the pile with the fumble recovery.
Dirk Cutter says, come on, what else can go wrong? New quarterback comes in. He's a freshman. He's thinking about the play, his steps, where he's going to go with the football, but he forgets to get the football in the exchange with the center.
John Saunders back here in our New York studios. Oregon obviously has that game in command. When it's over, we'll let you know the final score. But we have a compelling game. Texas A&M against Texas Tech. A&M has taken the lead on a field goal. There's an interception that is under review right now. Bonus coverage with 1:09 left. A&M up by 3.
The pass hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass. Texas Tech has the ball, second down.
No doubt. Good call, and that's what it's for, is to get it right. We clearly saw that from the booth on our replays up here. And hey, let's play some more football.
Now they've got to get that ball moving again with 1:09 left to go. It is going to be spotted back at the 35-yard line. They're waiting to get the chains here. It's a second down. They needed to get that flipped over. A second down and 10. Two receivers on each side. Graham Harrell out of that shotgun trying to drive this team to either the field goal to tie it or a touchdown that could win it. Harrell, Woods up to the 40-yard line, 5 shy of the first down, a 6-yard game. More importantly, the clock would keep running. They've got a couple of timeouts to use here. Those of you watching the Oregon State game, we welcome you here to College Station. Oregon leading in that one 45-13. We've got a humdinger finish here. We've got a minute left to go in the fourth. Texas A&M just took the lead a few seconds ago on a field goal to make it 27-24 over Tech. And now with the football, Texas Tech, this great passing offense, trying to drive into at least field goal range. 1 minute exactly left on the clock.
And we'll take a look at the last scoring drive for Texas A&M with a big pass interference penalty right here that provided the breathing room for them offensively. Then all of a sudden they unleashed the big fella, Javorsky Lane, down the field making guys miss, pinging them off that big body, and then Stephen McGee leading the Aggies on the option right. Then they come back with a fullback, Chris Alexander, for the touchdown, and A&M chewed up a bunch of clock and left just a little bit for Texas Tech to try to go down and at least tie this football game, if not win it.
Gary Franks had a 99-yard kickoff return as well, so they've scored on 2 99-yard drives. Here's a third down. Got to get the first down. It is dumped incomplete. Obviously, it's a 2 for first down situation as Hicks again was the intended receiver. Fourth down with 55 left in the game.
4-down territory, and look for A&M to maybe go some zone here, and Tech to really get the football out fast. One of those receivers just going to get to the depth of the first down marker, and you'll see Graham Harrell just shoot it out real quick to try to pick up the first down here.
Big fourth down conversion attempt, first one of the day for Texas Tech. Fourth down. Into the middle, it is caught for a first down at midfield. That is Hicks again.
Boy, I tell you,
big completion for 12 yards.
Just a hitch route, but the body position of Jared Hicks, that big frame, 6'3", 208, inside move here, and nice delivery of the football before Justin Warren, the outside linebacker, has a chance to get out and underneath the slant.
One timeout left for each team over the middle. That one is going to be incomplete. Bounced up at the 40, I think, or did he catch it?
No, he came away with it.
Great catch by Fulani. Joe Fulani went down, hauled it in. Now they're getting close to field goal range. Clock will stop while they move the markers. 40 seconds left to go. The clock will start as soon as it's set for play.
And keep in mind, Texas Tech staying in that no huddle. They can change formations. A&M cannot change personnel.
34 seconds left. Graham Harrell again looking. First down, going for the bomb into the near side corner. It is up, and it is caught. Touchdown! A touchdown! What a catch made! Robert Johnson, 37 yards. It is his third touchdown catch of the day. And it comes with 26 seconds left on the clock.
The unsung hero in this football game is Shannon Woods, the running back for Texas Tech. Once again, he's going to pick up the blitz. See him here curling back. He picks up the blitz just enough time to throw the fade pattern out to Robert Johnson. And what a well-thrown football by his quarterback, Graham Harrell. That's stepping up in a crucial, critical time of a football game in a crowd like this and making plays. What a fabulous finish.
Robert Johnson has equaled the touchdown reception output he had coming into the game. He had 3 TDs in his first 4 games. He has caught 3 TDs in this game. It is now 30-27, and an all-important extra point's going to be coming up here. What a pass made by Graham Harrell is now 32 out of 45. He's thrown for 392 yards and 4 touchdowns.
And what have we learned from this football game about Texas Tech? Don't leave them any time. None.
Terlica will come out for a big extra point because this will take it out of field goal tying opportunity. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. And that makes it 31-27. 8 of the last 9 at this field between these two teams have been decided by 7 or less in point production.
I'm going to go out on a limb. The best 3 receivers in the country right now, Philani Johnson and Jared Hicks. The blitz pickup by Shannon Woods makes this play, and I'll tell you what, poor Jordan Peterson has been picked on all day long. He made a nice play the drive before that to squash the Tech drive. Then all of a sudden they go right back at him again. And I mean, I bet you Graham Harrell, he's thrown for 3-something. I bet you 250 of it has been to the right side of the formation.
He just leveled his own receiver right there. Not that Johnson cared. There's Harrell who put the tackle on his receiver coming back in the celebration. A very big day for a quarterback you're going to hear a lot about because he's only a sophomore. He is 8th in the nation coming into the day in total offense, 290 yards passing rushing combined.
And a talented family. His younger brother Clark just signed with Tulsa as a freshman this past February, so he'll be playing quarterback up there for the Golden Hurricanes.
We're not done yet. 26 seconds remaining. A&M thought that last drive was going to be enough. So far it isn't. And now they're only going to get one more chance as the Aggies, they do have a timeout. Each team has one left. We'll have to take this kickoff. Gary Frank returned one earlier for 99 yards and a touchdown for A&M.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Gary, as soon as they set the ball, once this is kicked, the clock's going to start. So you got to get on the field if you're Texas A&M.
And you got a kicker in Toogood who can drive it deep. This time he doesn't. He's got to bounce that one out of bounds. So 21 seconds left on the clock. Part of the new rule is now in these kicks, the clock starts when the foot hits the ball, not when the receiver gets it and starts moving it. And let's take a look at our Chevrolet players of the game. Javorsky Lane, A&M. Joe Philani of Tech. In recognition of their effort, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund.
If Chevy was good, they'd give away another $1,000 from a man, Shannon Woods, because he's provided some nice pass protection for Graham Harrell to get the football away, to allow him to complete the ball to Joe Philani and those big receivers for Texas Tech.
The clock is running. McGee comes out. Obviously, the coverage is all back for the backs here with the passing game. McGee dumps that one off. And it is incomplete. Obviously, he's just trying to get rid of it. And he did. 8 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, maybe time for just one more play here for the Aggies. And if you're Texas Tech, keep everything in front of you.
This has been such an effort. Almost everything that the Aggies wanted to do, they did in this game with possession and scoring. But they could not stop that Tech passing game when push came to shove.
Yeah, the game plan was to win the time of possession and score on the end of their drives. They did it, but I guess, you know, you give Tech one more shot at it, and that's just one shot too many.
The defenders all the way back at the 30 at the other end of the field, thrown down the middle. That ball will be caught at the 30-yard line. They're going to try and flip it off here, and that's it. The game is over. Schrader caught it and got it all the way down to the 15, but it will not be enough, as Texas Tech will come away with a 31-27 victory over Texas A&M. In front of 86,000 at College Station, it was not quite enough for Dennis Franchione and his club, as some disappointed fans will leave here. But what a big road win picked up by Texas Tech.
Well, I tell you, they had the right recipe mixed up and ready to cook. And then all of a sudden they gave Mike Leach a little bit too much time.
Let's get down to Todd.
Yeah,
All right, thank you, Gary. Well, Coach, I got to ask you this. What did you tell your sophomore quarterback with 2:16 left on the clock?
march down and score. I mean, you know, it's yeah, all the A&M Tech games, especially up here, are exciting. This was no exception. Glad we were able to win. I really didn't think we played a particularly good second half, and we missed some opportunities the first half, but glad to get out of here with a win. This is a tough place to do it, and you know, once in a while a pirate can beat a soldier, you know.
I talked to you at halftime, and you said you were going to do exactly what you did the first half. What happened in the third quarter when they seemed to take over with ball control?
Well, we didn't do exactly what we did the first half, which was play with a high level of effort. You know, we played in kind of a celebratory fashion, which is really disturbing to me. And at some point we're going to have to purge that if we're going to improve as a football team.
Did this team show you any day that they're balanced enough to run the table now in the Big 12?
I don't know. You know, we're a team that's kind of day by day. We do some good things. We do some not so good things. First half, overcoming adversity, making some things happen. Yeah, if we do it like that. Second half, no, we're going to have a hard time beating anybody.
Thanks, Coach. So go celebrate with your fellow Pirates.
All right, thanks.
Well, Mike Leach's team now goes 4-1. First loss suffered by the Aggies. They too are 4-1. It is the first game in conference for both of these teams. 31-27. Texas Tech the victory. Tune in tonight. Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines, ABC at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Ohio State will take